Hey, what's up?
What is up, everybody?
Gentlemen.
The sky.
Rob, how was your week of digging since we last spoke?
I found a shitload of records. I'm not everything was jazz, but I've got a lot to show again. So
Me too.
Today, we were supposed to go out with Mike Esposito, but he had a issue he had to deal with, so we just met last night. So
that's cool.
At the Kirsten Atkins concert.
How was that?
It was good. It was at a club in Orange County, Newport.
Mm-hmm.
A nice club. I took pictures, posted some. I shared some with you. It was a nice point where she thanked Kevin. Before the start, I met Mike, and Kevin Gray was there. I've met him before and been on a stream with him. Very nice.
Right.
Him and his wife, very nice. But it was, Kirsten Atkins' mom made cookies for everybody. They were good.
That's sweet.
She's from Orange County, so.
Cool.
What is up, everybody?
How's everybody? Hi, Mazzy. Hi, Nicole. Hi, Melinda. Thanks for joining.
3 days I've been waiting for
I'm
this
back.
Jazz Bum T-shirt. I've been waiting for this.
I haven't gotten my shipping notification either.
We're not in charge of fulfillment, man.
You
2
should,
years.
you should get Mike Ingroove to do your fulfillment.
Hold on.
2 years I've been waiting for you to frame your head so it doesn't look like it's chopped off.
So, Mazzy, you come in a box, okay?
Yeah,
Pardon
it'll
me?
come in the box.
You will come in a box.
Yeah. Mazzy, did you order the Love Supreme UHQR?
No.
No?
You asking me? No.
Yeah.
I did get as a birthday gift. No one else here sent me one. Melinda Murphy sent me the first Steely Dan UHQR.
I know. And when I heard that, I thought we should have sent you a Love Supreme.
Yeah. That's okay. I'm not soliciting. You have another year my big year yet next year, which is my last year. Okay. I'm going to stop. But to put it this way, it's not cut off like a Pretzel Logic, but it's not a better sounding record. It's a different sounding record. The first one, Can't Buy a Thrill, but I prefer the original. So it's funny that it's not like a major improvement of a great record, but but it's good. But it's just I was surprised that it didn't bowl me over like the Bob Marley or even kind of Blue or something.
Yeah,
I was thinking of getting Asia or the last one, but based on the response to the ones that have come out this far,
we don't have enough people yet to talk about this. We need to wait till this.
Right.
Well, actually, I got the first and the second. I like the first, second not so much.
Where's the puffy shirt? I thought you were going to do a puffy shirt.
I got the one. I got the second row, second from left.
Nice.
This one here.
This one.
Oh,
well,
this?
Yeah, that's what I.
Oh, okay. I got this one
because I tend to like smaller. I don't like big fucking logos.
Now, I have a question. When do we all get the matching Nikes in the Great Punch?
There's hats too.
Man,
and
you got like hats. You got all.
And for the ladies, we even have a pink variety of the Jazz Bums. So,
nice.
So anyway, I just dropped a link to the store if anybody's interested.
Where my Baraka P-Dub hat. I got my Baraka P-Dub hat here.
Yeah.
Very nice. Is that just nasty? Oh, very cool.
Yeah. I like a deep baseball cap. I have a large noggin.
Okay. And if anybody we do thumbnails for the live streams and for other things. If anybody wants that on a shirt, just let me know. I can just upload it. So just you guys have any recommendations? Just let us know.
Yeah, boxer shorts.
We could do boxer shorts. What we wanted to do is the
slip match.
The slip mat. But I don't think this service is gonna has that. I have to.
Why not? Yeah.
I have a Riga, so I don't use a fake.
What about a do-rag?
I don't.
What's that? Sweet. What about black shirts, Mike? You need to add black. People want black shirts.
I'm surprised there was no black shirts.
Black shirts. Are you kidding? Is that a joke? Most of the shirts are black.
No, they're dark blue. There wasn't a black. I tried to order a black.
Oh,
damn it, Mike.
I can.
Yeah, Mike set up the shop. Me and Chris had nothing to do with
unless I'm mistaken. I ordered a navy blue shirt because there was no black.
Okay, all right. I can add that.
Well, who do I have to write to get that black shirt now?
Yeah,
Should've gone
Mike
under
has
one.
a fashion sense of the men's section at Walmart.
Fucking
Well,
bums.
maybe-
No wonder
maybe
you're
the
bums.
weekend.
You're not like
I'll figure it
the jazz angels. You're jazz
No.
bums.
That's right.
Yeah.
We're not like you. We didn't like have custom
Hey,
shirts
God.
made. It's just a service.
Yeah.
Mike,
Dude,
what happened?
actually, you did the right thing because I will never do what I did before. I mean, the first time I just ordered bunches to get the right sizes and the this and that. The on demand is a better way of doing it.
Mike, I thought you were talking about making the juicy workout pants with like the jazz bumps across the butt.
We're hoping that doesn't happen, Loki. Please don't bring it up again.
Yeah, there's a copyright infringement thing.
I'm certain that's gonna happen.
Bike jerseys are coming soon.
Now is that parody?
If we had learned anything,
Well, you better order them now. Then,
if we've learned anything from the VC, you have to put parody underneath everything. Then it's okay.
we do have a promo stamp on there, so maybe.
Yeah, it's a promo.
Yeah. Now, I was on. I don't know if you probably didn't see it yet. I was on the hour of the Westman stream, so someone's going to criticize me for being on like 3 streams in one day. But fuck it, I have a day off today, Friday. This week. But I was. We all happened to pull out.
Stop. Happy birthday, Mazzy.
Oh, it's over.
Oh,
Thank you. That was it. It was 2 days ago, but thank you.
I know, but just make it public.
No,
today's Elvis Costello's birthday. I'm 2 days older than him.
And you met Elvis Costello.
I bumped into him at the Spotted Pig, literally.
That's right. Yeah.
When the Spotted Pig was there, him and
it's a great.
But I think his wife sells more records.
We bumped into each other and we locked eyes, and we both had hats. And I'm a lot taller than him.
He's that
so
short.
Tell us about. Did you guys talk about? There was a potential leak on Chad's interview about one of the UHQRs.
We mentioned the Waltz for Debbie leak. We didn't really get in deep on it. I think it's a good idea. I guess he did the box set, but if he did that separate, why not? But we talked about the White Stripes, which I think is a good idea. I like that album a lot. The problem I have is, well, first of all, I have a copy of the Third Man pressing, which is noisy as hell. It's really loud. The thing is, it's a great record, but Jack White likes his stuff really compressed. So I'm really interested in how they tackle that, because I could see people.
When did he say that?
What did he say? What?
That he likes very compressed.
Well, listen to all his records. Jack White's records.
I disagree.
You really? Okay.
Well, isn't Elephant a 2 LP? So if this is a 2 LP, 40,
So I have the OG. I have
did
the
you guys
original.
talk about this on Westman Stream? Because
but not in detail. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, if it's a 2 LP 33 and they're putting out a 2 LP 45,
it still fits. It's still, because they're short sides.
Yeah.
They're like 15-minute, 14-minute sides.
They did the same thing with Eric Clapton, right?
Yeah. No, but I kind of think his sound is
that's the original. It sounds amazing.
I think his sound is compressed, which is not a bad way. Like Springsteen records are compressed. It's got not totally.
Springsteen records are horrible.
Well, I think Jack White's records are like that too, but I like them.
That's fine.
Am I wrong? If people disagree with me?
I don't know. I don't listen to.
I don't know.
I think there's a lot of people hiding behind generalizations. Oh, every Third Man is bad. They got 1 or 2 records. I have like 20 years of buying Third Man records. It's not like.
I have about 6, I think, and but my Elephant is a noisy pressing. But I just maybe need it. I exchanged it twice. I've had it for 10 years.
Yeah,
I just kept it.
The Vault releases are amazing.
They're really good. I did, John. I'm not going to tell you his answer.
All right, Ivan is asking, what's the best tone poet this year to buy?
Well,
I would say
Ivan. The year's not over yet.
Year's not over, but I think that the Andrew Hill is definitely at the top of the list.
Andrew Hill's the top, but I suspect that Jackie McLean might steal it.
Yeah.
What is going to be the Jack McLean?
The Devil's Dance?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think this is the best tone poet that's not a tone poet, is this one. So.
I haven't got this one yet.
I have an OG mono. I don't need to mess with that.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's cool.
It's soul jazz organ shit, which I like, so it's not for everybody.
It's on Bird by Request or what? I can't remember what that came out.
And there's a Beatles song on it. It's got, I think not Yellow Submarine, Eleanor Rigby. Might be the least favorite song on here, but I like the rest of the record. So.
Who put it out?
That's Blue Note Classic.
Oh, it's Blue Note Classic. Okay, cool.
Yeah, is this the first Blue Note Classic gatefold?
No. I think the first one was Lee Morgan Caramba. Was the first one?
Herbie Nickel here.
Right.
Herbie Nichols coming
yes.
Lee Morgan.
Yeah, but can someone take away Chris's jazz bum pin, please?
Why?
You didn't know that was a classic.
Cheers, everybody.
Not yet. Cheers.
I can't wait to October. I'm going to meet some of you or one of you.
Yeah.
Are you coming to New York?
Felipe is considering coming up.
I'm thinking about. I have a shelter there, so I might go.
Can the park
we
or
have
what?
like a Brazilian hug? Is there a Brazilian hug?
Like a hideout, yeah. So I might go.
Can you make me normal? I don't want to be like.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mazzy.
No one can make you normal.
Wait.
Normal.
Yeah, so you are going to what? October in New York? What's happening?
Yeah, 2 weeks I'll be in Vancouver, and then October in New York.
Nice.
So what's the plan for Vancouver? How many days are you going up, and do you have anything planned?
4 nights, and I'm driving. It's like 3.5 hours.
That's not bad.
Yeah, and then the thing is, everyone's sending me records to give to Rachel or Westman, so I feel like a vinyl mule crossing the border with all these.
That's a good question. So AJ, I've got both of the. What's happening?
Hey Jim.
I've got both the ones that have come out. I would skip the Thad Jones probably, unless you just really like the music because it doesn't sound very good. But if you like Electric Bird, I thought it was really, really good pressing.
How do those sound? Those 313 series.
I mean, the Donald Byrd sounds really good,
and the Thad Jones sounds like probably what the tapes sound like. So it just that is what it is, and I think it's okay.
Yeah.
I think the music is exceptional, and I think the recording is okay. I think it's enjoyable. I'm so happy to get that in my collection. So.
Hello, Mike.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike.
Hey, Mike.
Hello, Mike. He can't hear us.
Mike, how was your week?
He's focused.
He's focused, man.
Yeah.
He's ordering dinner on Uber Eats.
He's placing bets.
It's tiring.
Mike, you have a drink?
Mike, read Melina's comment. You got to fix that.
Oh, very cool. Featuring Robin Mazzy. Yeah, we just developed that new Blue Note logo that we showed on this intro. I'm gonna upload that as well. So that does include Mazzy, Brandon, notes and
no,
tones.
don't do that. Hey, who designed these? They're nice shirts. Did you design them?
Yeah, this is yeah.
Is it a collective or you're the designer? Take credit.
I do all the design.
Because all the.
I'm
how come if you did all the design, you're an account person in advertising?
I'm not an account person. I'm a strategist, but still, I'm not a designer.
Strategist. Nobody knows what that is. I mean, I know it is. I know it is.
A strategist just goes like this. Yeah, you're right.
The strategist comes in and tells everybody.
Let's put all our eggs in Instagram. No, let's put it in Facebook. There we go.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so that'll be up there, and there'll be black versions, and just let me know what you want. I'll try to do my best to make sure you guys get what you want. But Melinda, thank you for putting your order in.
Can I get a Jazz Bum's belt buckle?
Knuckle sandwich.
A decoder ring, a Jazz Bum decoder ring.
It's not a mediocre pressing. I mean, you have to hear it.
So, Mazzy, you got a T-shirt or a hoodie?
I bought a T-shirt.
Okay, because I was looking at what we've sold so far, and everything. It doesn't look like we sold any T-shirts. They all look like we sold hoodies.
Okay.
God damn it! Hold on. Well, if I did,
are you a hoodie? Are you a hoodie wearer?
I'm in Seattle, so wintertime I can wear one. Yeah.
Now I have a question. If someone buys the hoodie and wears it committing a crime, are you guys somehow involved with it?
No, there's like no. Yeah.
What's the company?
You got to sign a waiver.
Is it spring? Is it spring?
It's spring. So we have these T-shirts, and then we also have mugs.
Look, I ordered. Okay, can you show my page here? I ordered a comfort tee.
I don't think I could show like each order.
No, there you go.
All right. Well, then it's ordered. I just thought
I'm just take a while to update.
It better be comfortable. It says it's comfort.
What size did you get?
It's
I got a
very
large. I wear a large.
Yeah.
And it's navy blue. It's new navy because they didn't have black.
I just suggest when you get them in the mail, stick them in the freezer for a couple hours. You know, kill all the bed bugs.
Estimated delivery August 31st till September 4th.
Yeah.
Loki got the ones without our names on it.
That's cool.
AJ is streaming us from an
Because
airplane.
it would be too awkward. That's why we uploaded both of them, because I figured that, some people just want the logo.
Have you tested how the shirts are like with spring? Because
No, I mean, I ordered one for myself, but I just figured I'd share it with everybody.
What shirt is it? I mean, do you remember?
I forget. It's
recycled cotton.
I think it's I actually think Fred Putterman looked into it because he put a comment, and I think it starts with a G. It's like Gildian.
Oh, Gilead.
I think that is
Gilead, not Gilead.
It might be that one, whatever.
Gillen.
Yeah,
right?
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I ordered the thinner one, which I really like. They what are they called? Well, it doesn't matter now.
He also may have just been joking. I don't know if he was serious or not, because I don't actually see where it says that.
They're usually the heavier ones, I think.
They're the terrible ones.
Yeah.
Are they?
I think.
Those are, yeah.
What were the kind that the Jazz Shepherd used?
I don't know. But Mazzy, what were the types that you used? Because your shirt was pretty nice. You know what I'd like to do is get American Apparel. I don't know if there's
can we have a banner scrolling at the bottom saying "Fashion Talk"?
Yes, the ones I usually like are the canvas.
Okay,
but that's a personal choice. I don't like a really heavy, totally boxy T-shirt, but most guys do. I think
Mazzy only likes virgin cotton touching his skin.
Well, anyway, people have been asking for these shirts for a long time, so we were excited to.
Yeah, I think it's great.
And I'm just going to drop the link one more time.
Your promotion sold me.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not making a lot of money off these, so that's
Dave from My Own Device Auto channel, yeah.
What?
Mike, are you frozen?
You're selling them actually pretty cheap, I think.
He's disinterested.
He's disinterested.
Yeah.
You could have sold them for like $28.
Hey, Dave.
Hey, guys.
450.
Welcome to the stream.
Hey, Dave, welcome. Cheers.
Hey, everybody. First time on.
Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
So, Mike, did you pick up anything this week?
Hey, Philippe. Thank you, everybody.
Hey, Dave.
I got a Kenny Dorham on Steeplechase. That was it. Yeah, I think that's it. Because I've been out of town most of the week, so I didn't order anything. Yeah.
That's a good idea. Design competition. Sorry.
How was your college tour?
It was good. It was good. North Carolina was fine. And then I think we're leaving tomorrow. I'm not even sure.
I forgot to ask. Did you do the research triangle down there?
That, and then we went up to Greensboro. There's actually a really nice school up there, small school called Elon.
Elon's a good school.
Yeah, yeah. One of our friends, their daughter graduated from there 2 years ago.
Didn't they change the name to X now or something?
Nah. Yeah, the guy that gave the presentation, he used that joke too. Yeah.
I wrote it for him. I wrote it for him. I write jokes for college tour. That's what I'm relegated to now. Used to be TV. Now it's just college. Yeah,
but it was cool. It was just me and my daughter. So that was fun.
That sounds great.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So you're still going to Santa Cruz?
Yeah. Yeah. It's
that's where all the hippies go in Santa Cruz. They used to go there.
Yeah.
That's nice in there. Cannery Street, right?
It's beautiful. Well, Cannery is down in Cannery Row. You mean in Monterey?
Yeah,
That's
Monterey. Sorry, yeah, it's Monterey. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not far. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like 40 minutes or half hour or something.
But the beer joints there are amazing. Beer and burgers. It's a great place to go.
You get the Santa Cruz Boardwalk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it'll be fun. I'm trying to. I'm waiting for the itinerary. I don't plan these things.
Sure.
So yeah. And my wife is down in Philadelphia right now. So.
Do you remember the episode of Sopranos when Tony takes his daughter on a college tour type of thing, and then he whacks somebody at one of them, or he has to do a whacking, like, at the same place or something? I don't know.
Oh yeah,
it was an episode of Sopranos.
Yeah,
remember when he did a whack-a-mole?
Okay. So, just to make things clear, Loki, I like Oppenheimer better than Einstein. Okay.
Boom.
I like Oppenheimer better.
Dave, what's on your mind? Have you been listening to any jazz this week? Dave, can you hear us?
Yeah. I don't know. I just did a live stream on my channel and talked about how I just made a video this week and nobody watched.
Well, welcome to the stage. How long have you been have you had your channel for?
I've been on like 2.5 years.
Oh, right.
And I've got like 16,000 subscribers.
Oh, right.
But I put out a video and only like 1,200, 1,300 people watched it.
What was the subject?
Streamers.
You mean the actual gear?
Yeah, gear. Yeah.
So Dave has a really nice hi-fi channel. Really good. He's really nice, knowledgeable. On that.
Hi-fi gear channels usually do a lot better than vinyl.
I do a lot of vinyl gear, but I mix it up. I'm not exclusive.
Gear channels are usually bigger than vinyl channels for the most part, I think. Usually, aren't they?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there aren't that many vinyl channels with 300,000 subscribers,
No.
or 1 million subscribers. No.
I don't know any that, I mean.
Like Andrew Robinson.
Yeah, he's like over 300. I think he's over 300.
Yeah, Steve Gutenberg, he just reached 300 a couple of weeks ago.
I like the guy in Berlin and in
Darko.
I like Darko. He's got it's a whole different thing, but I just like, I mean, his production's amazing, and
he's really
he explains complicated things that I don't really give a shit about really easily.
So Darko has also a podcast, which is even better than the video channel.
Yeah,
it's amazing. Oh, it's really good. It's super fun.
Okay, Rick. Silence.
Rick,
I've
that's
got a
Rob. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I've got a Lin turntable that I like to add mods to it. So I've been making a few videos.
LP12?
Yeah.
That's like my friend Coleman had an LP12, and I remember when I moved here, the guy that I went to Hawthorne Stereo, they have new and used, and he wanted to sell me LP12, and I know the history. I know how everyone I know who's really into turntables loves that table, but to me, it's kind of like having something you have to keep updating, otherwise it dies. I know it's not true, but there's always some mod for it, and if you, it's a pain in the ass when you want to change it from 33 to 45, but it's like an amazing table.
Yeah, you don't have to constantly update it, but there's a lot of third-party companies that make the parts, and
So, Dave, are you a jazz bum? You listen to jazz?
What's that?
Do you listen to jazz?
I do. I listen. My taste in jazz is more in the jazz fusion and jazz funk.
And what?
Just funk.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The the older stuff, the free jazz, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Not into that as much. Mahavishnu, Weather Report, Return to Forever,
The Warrior
album,
Warrior album.
Yeah.
Tony Williams.
Tony Williams,
Mm-hmm.
Joe Farrell.
Oh yeah. Return to Forever, very nice.
Yeah, that's my favorite Return to Forever album. That's the best one.
Mm-hmm.
Wax is going in business. It's all he's going to sell from now on. That album, he has like 300 copies.
Someone asked if this is made out of wood, the box, and I go, no, it's metal to look like wood.
Do you listen to that Al Gigliola, John McLaughlin, San Francisco record?
I was at the Friday. I don't know what show. I was at one of the shows in San Francisco. I don't know remember what night I was at.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
So it's something that we're actually talking about, Lauryn Hill, right? A few days ago, among ourselves. I've been to the Warfield to see Lauryn Hill, and the show sucked, but she's kind of weird. But so Shoji, I'm not excited. I think from 2003, the whole concept was he picked a 2003 record. This was a AAA one. It makes sense. Maybe they had some contracts from before, whatever. I'm not excited because I think it's a raw record. It's a garage record. It has to sound crappy. It has to sound messy, muddy. So I'm not sure if great instrument separation, clarity is going to be a great thing for this record. But let's see. I order one, of course, and I want to see how it's going to go. I mean,
I'm getting a lot of echo.
Yeah. I got the echo cancellation going on. You guys can hear me well?
Yeah, you sound okay to me.
Maybe Felipe, you can answer.
I'm hearing everybody twice.
Yeah.
It's probably because you have YouTube open and
YouTube up?
Yeah. So silence or close, yeah.
Felipe,
Yes,
maybe you can answer this question for me.
Mm-hmm.
There's this big announcement and everything, and I guess they're doing a bunch of
Oh.
different things for the 30th
You're right.
anniversary.
Yeah.
Ah, dummy.
We're still here.
Yeah, there you go.
Ground control to Major Tom.
Where?
So 30th or 20th?
Well, I don't know what it is. Is it 20?
It's 30th. So
30th.
2003.
You're right. So for the anniversary, the 20th, they're doing all these things. Where the hell is Meg White? What happened? Is she murdered?
She's retired. She doesn't want to be a part of it anymore.
So she
chained in a basement?
Yeah, no, I actually saw one of their last concerts before they dissolved the band. It was in Virginia, actually, Rob, not too far. So she's a very private, shy, quiet person. She just wanted to be out of the spotlight, basically. And I think Jack respected it. They dissolved the band a year after they stopped touring. And I think it was a good decision. I mean, and I remember Jack White. He posted a huge letter on the press, Rolling Stone magazine. One thing he said I thought was pretty cool. If we ever do a comeback reunion tour, first I'm gonna apologize to the fans, which I think was very. So they're never gonna do it, which I think was great. So here's an original 2003 pressing. I think I showed earlier. And this is one of the best ones to me. This is the Vault subscription. I'm a subscriber since day one. This is the Vault. It comes in let me just take this out of here. There's a 7-inch. There's an explanation of everything.
What's on the 7-inch?
So it's Hypnotize, solo demo mix, Hypnotize, another solo demo, and you got it in your pocket. Mostly demos. Cool. And it's a transparent red. They also put an extra somewhere. There's also a DVD with recording sessions. It's amazing. And on the record here, you just open the hardcover.
But they pressed it, right, at Third Man?
Yeah, it says a vault reissue. So you have 2 records on this side.
Do they still do that vault membership thing? Is that still a thing?
Oh yeah, absolutely. The last one was the Miles Davis, right?
Do they ever press that on black vinyl? Because your first press is red too.
Yeah. There's I think the 2018, 20. There's a AAA pressing, which sounds amazing. You don't have to spend a lot of money on that.
Yeah.
And there's a book with the whole process of recording, session pictures, concert posters, everything.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
And they sell this whole thing for $75. Okay. Every 3 months.
When?
You subscribe to the vault. It's April, July, every quarter. A record comes out. I have
So I'm
also
surprised you're not excited about the UHQR.
Hey,
because I don't think it's gonna sound much better.
Matthew, and I'm here.
Yeah. I don't think it's gonna sound much better sonically. I'm actually afraid that too great separation might clean the record too much. It's a garage record. It has to sound dirty and crappy. But I think they did a good job with the Jimi Hendrix one. So let's see. I'm hopeful.
Yeah.
Do you think they might have subsidized Chad doing the HQUR?
What does that even mean?
That means they paid for part of the making of it.
Well, they'll probably sell some. I mean, they have a lot of clout too, people that don't go to Chad's site.
No, I understand it, because let's be we're getting more and more to this point where we're starting to not really agree with what Chad decides to do in his decision making with these titles.
I think,
but I think this is a better choice, not specifically the title, but that he reached out and went to a whole different direction, which I
heard they reached out to him.
But I'm not. Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm not totally sure that there was a huge. I mean, obviously they want to make it profitable, but they've worked with ERC because of their all tube system. They're working with Chad. They probably Chad. Reputation is probably something Jack might know about. So it's probably I just feel like they're probably if they break even, they're probably happy. I doubt this is like a huge amount.
I didn't break even on $150 records. Like they're gonna break even.
I don't get this at all.
Yeah. So the whole
why don't you get, Dave?
The records that I know it's licensing and all that, but I just the last year or so, the records they're choosing to put out, they don't intrigue me. They don't intrigue me at all. The Cars album. Everyone got excited about the Cars album. Everyone had that Cars album. It's not compelling enough. The White Stripes never really got me that excited. Maybe
I think there's different buyers. There's more buyers now. I mean, the Cars record was 40 years ago.
Yeah, the White Stripes. That's a generational thing too.
But there's been a version. The one that was in print was shitty, but. We're talking about Chad choosing to do a White Stripes. Just doesn't feel like it's in his wheelhouse.
If you were 17 when that White Stripes album came out, now you're what, 37? I just feel like that it is a different person. That record means something.
That's besides the point. People find groups and stuff. I feel like he's popular, and again, you go to every sporting event, they play the Seven Nation Army.
And when that record came out, most of those buyers were buying CDs anyway.
To me, that's a CD. That's a CD. To me, that's a CD.
What you're doing is you're making an excuse for the buyer instead of the guy who makes the decisions.
Yeah.
What is this Inquisition, Rob? Like, who gives a fuck? Like, what do you mean?
I obviously people do give a fuck because there were people who didn't like the decision. I don't care.
I bet you he sells out.
Hold on. I don't care either way. I wasn't finished talking. Okay. I don't care either way. I don't care what decision Chad makes. I don't care who likes the White Stripes. Right. But what as a sideline observer to all this, it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Either Chad likes it and makes what he likes and lives and dies by what sells. I'm okay with that. But this just doesn't fit in my thinking.
I'm not one to defend Chad. However, no matter what they would pick, there's someone's not going to like it.
Well, also this.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Go ahead, Mike.
I was just going to say that, Third Man reached out to Chad, and Chad probably thought, well, this is a cool opportunity. Let's bring one of your titles into the UHQR catalog.
Mm-hmm.
This one, I'm sure they could have picked other ones. This one is, one of the it's the big one. So, I don't know if Chad even seeked out this to do, but he didn't want to turn down the opportunity.
No,
I'm not trying to defend Chad.
I think
whatever.
Yeah.
I mean,
so I think if people balance, I mean, Third Man, Jack White, they're 100,000 times bigger than Chad, right? There's no comparison to that to start with. And they had the Verve Quest series going on. I think there was some type of agreement before it just came out now. I mean, Jack White doesn't need Chad to sell records, right?
Well, of course, but he needs Chad to press UHQR.
This will give Chad and Acoustic Sounds more promotion than they've gotten. They got all us old, I hate to say old white people, but all white guys buying this shit all the time. And all of a sudden, there's a whole new area of people that might discover these records. This is not Chad's audience. A good portion.
Absolutely not. No, these are people in their 30s, 40s, and there's not people in the 70s.
In the comments of the Hoffman, all these boomers bitching about this like it's some weird science fiction record. It's a rock and roll blues record. It's not weird music.
Yeah. So can we address? Yeah. So this has been mentioned at least 2 times. The 150 price tag on this. Is this because it is it's a limited? I mean, 10K, is that what the pressing quantity is? It's 10,000, so it's not extraordinary. So the 150, yes, I mean, you're not, you need to be able to spend 150 on a record, and then you're going to be targeting a certain, demo with this as well.
Elephant is not Dark Side of the Moon, and if people are getting it, you're going from what does a regular copy of Elephant cost?
$40.
That's a good question.
No, G goes for about 60, 70.
Okay.
You can buy one now for $40.
No, not an OG. It's currently in price.
It's $40 for the 30.
And those are very good.
That's a big ask for people that might be getting into the hobby to jump from $40 to $100.
I think he's reaching.
Here's the thing. There's 2 parts to it to me. I mean, first, we just put a video out 2 weeks ago bitching because he wouldn't go out of his wheelhouse, and he did, which is good. I mean, I think that's cool. I'm not interested in the record, but I think that's cool. And then $150 is too much for me to pay, but Felipe's been buying these vaults no matter what they press for 10 years. He's got fans that are super fans that are going to buy anything.
Absolutely.
So the White Stripes are a huge fan base. All this, anything White Stripes collectible, people buy it. I mean, way more than Steely Dan, right? And
now,
and just to the point,
the White Stripes, are they selling it at their site? Do you know? Do we know?
It depends on what they have. But if on the original old stuff, it's in the groups. I mean, the White Stripes groups, original stuff, they're crazy. I mean, I participate in many, and
I did want to just
people are fanatic.
When they partnered with ERC, they got some of those ERC pressings in their shops.
Yeah.
So which is I don't think that's the norm for ERC.
No. So the idea behind ERC was he was opening a shop in London. That was it.
How many did they make of the ERCs? 500?
300, yeah.
Maybe how many Sharpies did it take for them to finish the production run?
Oh man.
Dude, one Sharpie goes a long way, Chris.
A 5-pack. 5-pack.
Carbon 5-pack.
No. Yeah. I think it's gonna do really well. Because the fan base is huge. People buy it. People buy it. Yeah. People buy it.
I like the fact that they made the UHQR.
I'm not buying it, no.
I like the fact that the UHQR box is less ugly on this one. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
It is? And, it's different. Oh, it's red.
Yeah, it's like black matte with the red.
Yeah. And I agree 100% with Mazzy about those box sets, those ridiculous box sets that they're selling.
Oh yeah.
Where'd you hear I don't like them?
Somewhere here.
Wait, I'm sorry. What's Mazzy's opinion?
Dude, every Tuesday
I don't like the box
with
sets.
a bullhorn saying.
I do want to thank Melinda, who's here. I know watching because as I said, she sent me that box set, and she says, and I didn't I hope I didn't offend her, but she said, I don't care if you throw the box away, it won't bother me. So there we go. I don't throw anything away. I put it on an off-show.
I do the same thing.
But just wrapping this, sorry, Chris. Just wrapping this up. I mean, I was reading this jazz book about evolution of jazz during the decades, and one thing was funny. Talk about how clubs are going down the mid '60s, and people are criticizing, "Oh, this new music sucks," blah blah blah. And the new music was like Zeppelin, Beatles, what those guys enjoyed, and it was deemed as crappy back in the day. Those are the guys that are criticizing the new music now. So it's funny. It repeats itself every generation. So whatever.
Can you imagine? Okay, think of this. And if Taylor Swift put out a UHQR, they would sell 100,000 of them.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I would buy it. Yeah, I think her records sound amazing.
I wouldn't, but I mean,
easy. They would sell out.
And people would buy it. They wouldn't play it. They'd buy it. I mean, some people.
But Mazzy, one thing I found interesting. I see a lot of youngsters, teenagers, 20 people in the office, and I saw a lot of them wearing Taylor Swift T-shirts.
Mm-hmm.
And I always ask them, "What do you like about her?" The question, the answer I always get is, "She writes her own songs. She's amazing." Right?
Wow, that's an interesting answer.
That's a unique thing nowadays.
Yeah, you're right. Because so many records are by committee, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but think about all these big blues rock guys from the 70s, 60s. They were just sucking the music from the blues guys, the black blues guys from the 30s.
You mean Led Zeppelin?
Yeah, I mean, he was a riff sucker. He never wrote anything, right?
The riff sucker.
Just to bring it back to jazz, there was a potential leak today. He could have been misspeaking as well. There's no
actual leak.
But when there was a interview between the representative from Third Man and Chad said that, for UHQR, I want to do the Coltrane's, the Miles Davis Kind of Blue, and the Bill Evans Waltz for Debbie. So people were saying that that's going to be UHQR at one point. So just, to throw it, we don't have to, belabor the point, but how do we feel about a UHQR, most likely double 45 Waltz for Debbie?
You're snoring.
For real, dude. No, that's how I feel about it too.
Is that a reaction? Is that an editorial based on Waltz for Debbie?
Yeah, it is.
That's fair.
Nothing against Waltz for Debbie, but
I get it. No,
it sounds like a lullaby for Debbie.
We just want to make sure we translate it.
Are they doing a remastering of it, or are they just going to use the plates from the box?
They'll probably use the plates.
They can use the plates and just cut it on.
So essentially, I already have what it's.
Well, it's not for you, Rob. Not everyone wants all 9 records.
You want that box?
If you're going to make fun of me, listen to the words I'm saying. If they're using the same plates for the box, I already have that version. And it's the Mazzy one without a.
I have it too. But a lot of people don't want to pay for all 11 LPs or 22 LPs.
Well, you're gonna hold on. You're gonna pay $150. That's like.
But even though it's more per disc, but you're not paying $900+.
True,
but for one album.
I agree.
Oh yeah.
Most people aren't buying $1,000 worth of records at once.
Again, this is what stinks about Chad. It just feels he has the rights to do it, so he does it. You know what I mean?
Well, he's a businessman.
That's the right thing to do.
What's happening?
Now yell at Mazzy, please, Mike.
I was going to make a comment too.
I have no desire for a UH. I don't know what's the improvement, and I'm sorry. Maybe the Coltrane there's some improvement. I don't know how much improvement you're going to get. It's just not going to do anything for me with the sound, a piano trio. I think I've gotten all that I can hear out of Waltz for Debbie. So,
In defense of Chad, I feel like the only thing is he just wants his UHQRs to have certain titles, and it just doesn't matter about other reissues for him.
Well, does he want to keep 5,000 of them in stock for the next 10 years?
I mean, it's fair questions are coming here. We've asked, like, what do we want from HQRs? You hear people say, "Give me Led Zeppelin, give me the Who." Jesus Christ, how many more Led Zeppelin Who records?
This is like a last century. Let's move on.
I know. Like, give me a break. Led Zeppelin again.
Well,
I know they didn't do that version, but
let's do 2-pack. Why not?
You know,
I
there's
like those
Indian
records, but I don't need a fucking UHQR. I don't want a $150 record, man.
You know, there's an Indian navigation.
Great. Why are you talking about, man?
That's a deal breaker for me.
It's just not the cost. I'm you know,
It's the title.
You can tell me all about, you know, the sound and who's remastering it. It's a live record that sounds great. Yes, I'm not convinced that there's going to be much more added to it.
yeah, $35-$40 for a new, nicely done record is like.
I heard on the HQR of Waltz for Debbie, you can actually hear Bill
Debbie.
Evans' dealer in the crowd go.
You want to know a title that I would consider getting for UHQR? And Chad actually did this when he first did Analog Productions. He did Indian Navigation, Chico Freeman, Spirit Sensitive.
I have that.
And that's not, you know, it's not cheap.
That's going to sell like 15 copies.
Yeah,
that is not cheap. Yeah, but it's also. But
That's the opposite end
if
of
you
the
were to do that, I would consider.
Let's do Kate Bush.
So
Reissue Kate Bush.
The Dreaming and the one and the two Kate Bush albums, those two. We're not that.
There you go, Rob.
Yes, this is amazing. But
well, you know, there's a great version of that. Running Up the Hill. What's it called? You know, that Kevin Gray and Steve Hoffman did about 15 years ago, and it's really good. That should come back again.
Rob, what do you think about doing a UHQR of that?
There's at least 1,027 of them, Felipe.
What is that?
That's pressed in like the 90s.
This is a Chad version of a Chico Freeman. Listen, just make this album. Just make it the way it is.
Yeah. Well,
don't make an HQR.
The question was, what title would you want to see UHQR? That is one.
Everybody, let's start with Mike up in the corner. What would you want on UHQR if you have any record?
I don't know. I'm about done with that. Yeah, I mean, it's just nothing that like jumps out to me and goes, oh, you know, do what you want, Chad. It like you said, it's your company. Print what you want. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it.
Dave wants to see a Billy Cobham record on the HPR. How about you, Rob?
Man, the Billy Cobham that Kevin Gray cut, it's amazing.
I don't like living in whatevers and what ifs and wishing and stuff like that.
We're not to your square yet, Rob.
But here's the deal. Chad does what Chad wants.
Right.
Here we are the top end of the people that buy stuff first. We're the first adapters. He's not listening to us. So we can wish out loud all we want.
That's the
he
mistake.
Doesn't give a rat's ass what we
say. So Rob doesn't have an answer to the question. I want nothing. I'm with Mike. I don't care about UHQRs. I don't ever want to buy another one. Just give me a $60 record or a $40 record. You know.
The price on those is a deal breaker for me. I'll never go for that.
Yeah. What about you, Mike? I'm going in order.
Nothing real. I mean, in terms of jazz collecting, nothing particularly jumps out. But like, for example, I mentioned the Spirit Sensitive. If he were to do a title like that or that title, that to me would be interesting. I may still not buy it, but I that's something that I think I would be interested in. It's a little off the beaten trail.
So, you won't buy this?
Yeah. So on that price point figure, they did Prestige, they did Blue Note, they did Verve. Do a Muse catalog. That would be amazing. That would sell like boom. For jazz people,
don't press it on clarity vinyl. So
no, regular 33s or 45s.
Yeah.
There's a Muse run. That would be amazing.
You know, I can't see him doing that. You know, just because it's Chad and you know his philosophy about what he wants to put out.
What he did with the contemporary picks, I wouldn't want him to do the Muse.
Look, it's eight LPs, 8 beautiful sounding LPs for the price of one UHQR by Neil Young. That's what I want. And records that are basically, if you're going to do a single record in that, 25 to 60 tops type of things, there's no reason in the world to do a single record for $150 in a box of any kind.
Yeah, you know, and I wish he would sort of go back to doing those, like the Chico Freeman record. I have this great record that Chad put out. The New Orleans-based singer, dead for I don't know how long, Johnny Adams. And it's Johnny Adams sings Doc Pompous. It's freaking great. Well, that kind of stuff you put out, sell for $40. There's so many people that want that freaking album. Because I ended up paying, I don't know how much I paid for it, maybe 60 or 70, because it's out of print. Just focus on that stuff. I mean, the UHQRs, whatever.
He makes 130 bucks.
A great answer.
That plug nickel is a great answer and a great thing. But that's a huge multi-box set.
Hold on. We got this guy, Illuminant 8. You want to start that shit again, buddy?
What's going on now?
You're damn right. If I don't want him, I won't buy it.
Let's move on. Let's talk jazz, not Chad anymore. We're getting too much publicity. Yeah,
that's
right. Yeah.
All right. So who has a record to show? Because I gotta.
I have a couple.
All right, I got one.
Okay. All right, hold on. You got him, Chris?
Yeah.
Sorry, I just may have messed that up.
Damn it! Quit touching it. It
was on screen. Oh yeah. Oh,
great record.
Oh, nice.
Now
that's great.
It's a great album, right?
Yes.
I went on Noble Records. Dylan Noble Records.
Oh yeah, of course.
Right. He did a Whatnot, and this was on the Whatnot auctions they do.
Yeah.
And his Whatnot auctions get a lot of people on them. Yeah. And I've been looking for this.
What's the label, Dave?
This one's on
360.
360 probably. That's a 360. They changed the cover then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. It's not original. It's a repress from '76, I think.
That's the better cover too than the original.
Right. And
I have
this is like a what, $25, $30 record?
Yeah.
Right. Well, I got on that Whatnot, and that's a crazy fast auction, and I kept on clicking that bid button. And with shipping and everything, I ended up paying $65.
Oh.
That's why I don't even.
I got all caught up in the excitement.
You could have got it cheaper from Dizzy.
It's very clean. It's very clean.
Well, that's good.
It's like near mint, but
could be.
I'm never going. That Whatnot. Stay away from those.
You could have got the MoFi for that price. The MoFi is actually really good.
I know. I'm just warning you. If you ever stay away out of that Whatnot, because you might see.
Yeah, we hate auctions out here.
Oh yeah, no.
Auction. It's a nice pickup, Dave.
Yeah,
it's a great record. Yeah,
and he shipped it on time. It was great. No problem.
Yeah,
it was a good experience.
Dylan's a good guy. He's got a good.
I met him. I was there in July, and I stopped by and I talked to Dylan, and he's a cool guy.
Yeah, he's great.
Did anybody watch our interview with Mike Esposito? That was fun.
I did.
Oh yeah,
awesome.
The rest of you are cursed.
Mazzy, any notes?
I don't give notes. To me, any artist and any interviewer, any creator should do what the fuck they want. I don't need to.
He was so easy to interview. We had such a good time.
He's a chill guy. That's what I like about him. I know he said he's never been interviewed before. That's not quite totally. I reached out to him. I don't know if it was right after the end of the pandemic when I was doing these one-offs, and I reached out to him because I've been wanting to do a video I wanted to do Dylan first, but Dylan didn't have the time. We couldn't find a time. But I wanted to talk to someone who is in record retail today versus when I was in it. And we did a hour or so, whatever, Mike and I, because it's different. Because in the old days when I was in retail records, a store retailer, we could ship unsold records back to the label in exchange for other things. There was none of this thing as once you buy it, you own it bullshit. You could return defective records, all that kind of stuff.
They went to the cutout bins eventually.
Exactly. Yeah. It's a different world today, but it was so great talking. And I said, have you ever done this before? He goes, no. I said, how come? He goes, no one's asked me. It's as simple as that. I think it's great you guys did it with him.
I mean, I've talked to people, he has a bit of a reputation of being kind of arrogant, with some people have that impression of him. But I don't get that impression. But
You know, it's running a
Yeah.
business. It's kind of what I call in
Like
San
he's a big
Francisco,
know-it-all.
the Bill
Yeah,
Graham
I mean-
effect. Bill Graham, who did Winterland and Fillmore's and all that, he could be a real prick, but he got things on time, on budget. The shows were there. The shows were great.
Yeah.
You trusted him. And Mike, I mean, during the pandemic, I tried to buy from my locals, except for High Voltage in Tacoma. My local record stores failed on e-commerce, on ordering. I'd order from InGroove the other one almost every week and get records sent out by the next day. He has a great e-commerce thing. Fantastic businessman on that.
We wanted to give him, like, we tried to make it so it was 95% Mike talking. We wanted to basically give him a forum and give some prompts so that he could basically, you know, just give his history, give his thoughts on certain things. And, you know, if you know, he's not your personality, that's fine. But I think we weren't, you know, we wanted to just really kind of get to understand him a little bit more, because he's been just a person of interest for us, you know, for the past couple of years.
Yeah. So Nicole, actually, that was the very first question, right? We asked him, but we kind of diverted to other things. But yeah.
Listen, I've been in Florida too long. I understand. I would go to Arizona in a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then you switch that subtropic heat for the dry, arid heat. You got to get out of the heat, man.
Yeah. No.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Florida humid heat to Arizona dry heat. It's all the same.
I like New Mexico dry heat.
I'm gonna have the dry heaves in a second.
It's unfortunate. It's the worst.
Should I start? Showing some albums.
Yeah, go ahead.
I got this in the mail. I'm trying right now to get as much Andrew Hill as I can get. Has anyone ever heard of this record?
Yeah, I had that, and it's not my favorite, Andrew.
No, it's just solo piano, but it's cheap.
I mean, I love solo piano. I don't know. I just, it never grabbed me. I don't. You know, I need to revisit it. I got this.
I got the seal for $5, so I'm gonna open it. Okay. But it has a cool hype sticker. There's a booklet inside of it.
Yeah, maybe I should revisit it. I haven't played it in years.
What label is that on?
This is on.
He doesn't know yet. He's going to find out when he opens it.
Sugar Hill.
This is a private press.
Yeah, I can't even remember the label.
I don't even know the label, but it's Andrew Hill.
Yeah. Looks like some kind of Scientology label.
Well,
are you Scientologist?
Like Chick Corea?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, you know what it's on? Artist First. It's Artist First. So that's that, you know, the Art Pepper box that my friend reissued, it's all from them. So that's a cool picture. Is that Scientology? Cool.
Yeah, it's all Scientology.
Nice book.
Oh, neat.
That's Scientology music scales.
Those are some cool glasses. But that's the Artist House label.
Cool.
That's an L. Ron Hubbard symbol there.
Right.
Cool glasses.
Stupid Siri comes up whenever you don't want her to. I never even said Siri. This looks like it's a nice shape.
Hey Siri, call Rob Siegel.
So, but that, I mean, anticlimactic.
Nice way to dox Rob, man.
Who's doxing me?
Mazzy.
Thanks a lot, Mazzy. His real name is Norman Schwartz, everyone.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
No, I just made that up. We don't have any proof that Andrew Hill was in a Scientology.
No. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like the part 2 to the one with the blue cover, I think.
Let me see that cover. Doesn't that look like the picture of the Blues?
Blues in the Abstract Truth?
No, the Blues guy, the Crossroads.
Oh,
Robert Johnson. Robert Johnson photograph.
He's sitting there with his guitar going like this.
And the one with a cigarette out of his mouth.
Okay.
Not all black people look the same, Mazzy.
Yeah, Mazzy, you're taking the whole.
God damn it! It's.
Ooh,
what's that?
This is a mosaic box of.
You know That Vogue record is his first record he ever recorded. That is an expensive record.
Okay, so
I think it's solo piano and it's fantastic.
Now, Mike, notes and tones. Here's the thing I know about this particular mosaic box is Van Gelder did this box.
Wow.
So
calm down.
Yeah,
Noble.
Van Gelder and the Dead Wax. So wasn't there one guy who did a majority of the mosaic box?
Let's see. It depends. I mean, there was gosh, I can't remember that. There was one guy, I can't recall the name. Skipped.
But this is Van Gelder did this mosaic box.
Yeah,
that's crazy. I didn't know that.
That's really cool.
Siri, call my mother.
Rob, are you keeping that?
I found this today, yes, because I found it for guess how much. This thing goes for
$3.
Say $80.
$60, and it's mint.
Oh wow! Nice.
Except the box is mint.
Really nice.
Yeah. No, this is the one I got to keep because there's some other things.
There's another one that's all his Blue Note, but I actually would like that one because those records are like impossible to get.
Well, it wasn't that impossible today.
Yeah, I mean the Vogue you can get. I mean, I've got a Japanese Vogue, and then Org did some of the black line.
Black Line. Yeah.
I see some of the Black Lions.
Yeah, those two are good. I have them both. That looks neat. What is that? Do you like that?
That's a cool record.
I've only listened to one side, but this is very. They said this is sort of like the same sessions as Circle, like the progression with Circle.
I think it's like one.
This is not the same lineup as Circle.
Is that a trio or a quartet?
No, this is a great lineup. It's not Circle lineup. This is you got Woody Shaw, Horace Arnold, Dave Holland, Jack DeChanette, and Herbert Laws.
Oh yeah,
very cool.
None of the Circle guys, but this
is that CTI-ish sounding?
No.
So.
This is more ECM-ish. I
Okay.
mean, it's pretty jazzy.
I'm sorry, Rob. Was that on Blue Note?
This is on Solid State.
Oh, okay.
So that could be a tone poet, maybe.
This again. I mean, based on them doing the Don Cherry record,
yeah,
this is in line with the Don Cherry record.
Oh, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. So I went to this guy who I bought a bunch of. He's moving, had a lot of cool jazz, sold me a lot of good stuff cheap. But when I went this time, he goes, "I'm going to show you my good shit." So I bought a bunch of good shit from him.
Nice, Archie Shepp.
Okay.
That Monk, hang on, that Monk box was LPs, right? Not CDs.
LPs, yeah. It's 4 LPs, $60. Yeah, they didn't know. I don't. This store knows what they have, but maybe they were just throwing a bone in the.
Yeah. Just 1 second. Someone, Jay MacG posted the guy that did a lot of them.
Is that this guy Malcolm?
Yep, that's it. He did a lot of them.
Hey, MacG, do you know how many mosaic boxes Van Gelder did?
I didn't even know he was involved in that.
I didn't either.
This is killer. This is more avant-garde. It's not that out there.
Yeah, it looks badass though.
Yeah, I've streamed that a few times.
Yeah.
That's a good record.
And this is a later pressing. But the cool thing is these covers are really nice.
Has it got the orange and black spine?
Yeah.
Nice.
What's the catalog number? Just curious.
A9170.
So those are the kind of impulses I want instead of all the trash that I always find.
I've been doing pretty good stumbling through collecting Archie Shepp records, so I'm very happy finding stuff.
Cool.
This is
I love that record. I love that.
It's one of the best. One of the best for sure.
I've gotten OG and that one.
So on this one, he was brought out to California or something, right? No, or brought to New York because he's from California. So they brought him and paired him up with that lineup there.
Yeah.
Walter Davis again.
Yeah, this record is killer. Killer.
Now, is that a different Walter Davis? Is that June? Walter
In
Davis?
the Shrink.
Yeah.
I think that's got to be the same guy.
Yeah.
It's Walter. Yeah, Walter Davis from Davis Cup.
Yeah.
Right.
I think I don't know what people feel about Gary Burton. I know
Gary Burton.
I thought well on his ECM, but this is a young one on this RCA Victor. This is a mono, and I found this. He's autographed this.
That's cool.
But
That's
this
cool,
sounds
Rob.
great. This is a great record. Mainly, I bought it because it's the lineup is really good. Jim Hall on there.
Oh, Chuck Israels, yeah.
Now, did
yeah.
Larry Bunker also play Vibes?
I've never heard of Larry Bunker.
It's Archie's cousin.
That's a meathead. But
RCA had some musicians like Sonny Rollins. I think the Bridge album has some musicians that I've not. Oh no, it's the Sonny Meets Hawk has some guys on it.
All right. I want to break the internet tonight. I want to break Discogs. Everyone should go get this album. It's not expensive. I found it for $5 in mint condition. The cover's but I picked this up because Joanne Brackeen's on it. And
Be hard.
This guy, I've listened to his other stuff. John McNeil is kind of okay. This record kills. This is a OG Steeplechase.
Cool.
Go get this record. You will not be unhappy.
Okay. All right.
Bob Burton's great too, and Rufus. I mean, it's a pretty good lineup. Yeah.
Let's do it.
Mike just bought 16 records.
I've listened to John McNeil's other stuff. It's okay. This record, I think mainly because she's on it.
Yeah, dude.
I think
she dictated this album.
Do you get a free Jazz Bums T-shirt with it?
No, you get a Sharpie so you can write Rube on the top of your.
We're gonna do a Jazz Bums T-shirt with just Rob's face on it.
Oh,
that'd be awesome.
His mugshot. You might make money off his mugshot.
Let us know in the comments below if you want a waxed mugshot.
I don't want a T-shirt with anybody's face on it.
Yeah, I want to see this not available on Discogs by the morning. You will not be disappointed. And it's not that
expensive. 13 copies in the U.S.
Yeah, how much are they? They're not that
Hold on,
expensive.
let me see how many are on vinyl.
Everyone will be singing my praises when after listening to this album.
This is very good pricing.
Yeah, go do yourself a favor and get it.
All right, I'm buying
everyone
it.
For about $150 records, get this record.
Just buy them all and put them on the Jazz Bum website.
Hold on. Where the fuck is this?
We have a Discogs that
somebody just bought the one I wanted, Rob.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
How many records did Freddie do for Impulse? 2 or 3?
I think just 2.
I've seen this. I was able to pick up for $50. This is
that's a good price.
A 72 pressing Van Gelder.
I think I have the same one. It's very good.
I think this is my favorite Freddie Hubbard record.
I agree. I agree with that. But
I'll give you 55 for it.
Huh?
So I'll give you
I have a stack of records for you if I find it again. This is.
He also has Body and Soul. Body and Soul is really good as well, but I do tend to like that one better.
So you got Curtis Fuller, Tommy Flanagan, John. So John Gilmore's not on a lot of stuff, right? There's John Gilmore. You got Art Davis and Louis Haynes. This is just killer. This is. I don't know what Universal's doing with the Impulse stuff. They should put out a high quality version of this record. Easily by far his best record. I'll be there in a second.
People chase for $13.
I found this record for $10. It looked kind of rough. I cleaned it up. It sounds beautiful. And we talked about Brent. Brendan showed this last week because I got the Sam Rivers where she's on the cover, the same model.
Yeah,
she needs a chiropractor from this cover.
Yeah, for sure.
But this is a really good record. It kind of kicks ass.
Oh, it's really good, Rob. Is it a Liberty that you got?
This is a OG. It came out as a Liberty.
Yeah, so that's what I have too. It's great.
But this has a lot of scratches on it. But I cleaned it. You can't hardly hear them. Sounds beautiful.
This record is really, really good.
So Van Gelder did do more than some Okay, this I picked up to sell, and Felipe got it. I listened to it. It's a great record.
4025.
It's a OG mono. Even in its rough shape, it sounds great. It's a plasticine mono. Yeah, here, I'll take it out.
Plasticine.
What's the address on it?
That doesn't say Jazz Bombs.
It's in New York. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Deep Groove.
Now who's on that? Who's playing with him, Rob? What do we got?
You can
Blue
read
Mitchell, Horace Parlin.
Just read it for us.
Dave Bailey. Nice.
Horace Parlin.
Listen, we're educational here, Mazzy. You got to read.
But some people read on their phones, and it's like the side.
Yeah,
Okay, so on here is Blue Mitchell, Lou Donaldson. Now, what's the deal when it's Lou Donaldson's album, but they put him second in the lineup?
Well, his name's big right above it.
It just means he's
a humble guy.
Yeah.
Horace Parlin.
He's magnanimous.
Layman Jackson. I don't know Layman
They
Jackson.
always do that. You notice they always put the drummer last. So there's an order they do. It's a pecking order of musicians.
Oh no, Conga's even lower than drummer.
Yeah, well that's
Ray Barretto is
like
last.
percussion that doesn't really matter. You hardly know they're there. And that's
Whatever. I trade places with any of those
this
guys.
Is one of those kind of jammy records all throughout the whole record. There's not a lull in it. It's really good.
Great cover. Love that cover.
Yeah, for sure.
This is a really good one.
I found this was cheap and beautiful mint condition.
Okay, that's funny you bring that up because I just got 5 contemporary craft things sent to me that I have no recollection of ordering with a tote bag months ago.
I did.
What records are they, Mazzy?
Well, I'll wait till Rob finishes.
Listen, did you take all your medicine and watch PBS? You got a tote bag?
I'll tell you after you know.
So I just got this today. But it's OG Deep Groove Contemporary, niceness, and these are nice chill records. Usually, you just put them on and you can chill.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
those guys are great.
How many of those sweaters do you have, Mike? Jazz Bum Mike.
I have about 5.
A closet of them.
I have a bunch.
How dare you?
This is I think a lot of these Pablos that have these like South American guys on them are really good. I listen to half of them.
So Paulinho da Costa is the guy that probably most recorded hours in the history of music.
Yeah.
This is
every Quincy Jones, Michael Jackson, everywhere, rock records, everything. He's been there.
Have you listened to that?
Half of it.
What do you think?
It's good. It's funky. It's good. A good mix of all the kind of Latin rhythms. It's good.
What do you think he's looking at in that picture to be so excited?
Well, hold on. If you could put everyone on the other side, he would definitely be looking at Mazzy.
Yeah.
He's probably looking at Quincy Jones showing his chairs.
Yeah.
I've got 3 more. The last 2 are the same for best. Does anyone have this one?
Who's on it with them?
You got Gary Barone, John Gross, Mike Warfield, John Morell, and Roland Hayes. I don't know any of those guys.
Interesting.
But this came out in the early. This came out in the early 70s, but this label I thought was more 60s.
Was that Chris?
They're probably just reusing labels, I think.
Yeah. I love that green and gold.
That's beautiful.
1970.
Yeah.
1970.
Just like the one you showed last week, Rob, we're talking about green labels. I was reading, and didn't make sense. I think they're just reusing labels, just like Blue Note did.
I'm trying really hard to get into Sonny Simmons, but you can't find his records.
Yeah.
He's free. I shared on the Jazz Bums Discord. There's a great documentary. It's about an hour on YouTube. This filmmaker met Sonny Simmons. So Sonny Simmons was very big in the New York free jazz avant-garde scene. But he was from Louisiana when he was like 11, moved to Oakland. So he's really kind of an Oakland, San Francisco dude. But for like 20 years, he fell off. I don't know if it was 20, but double-digit years where he busked to make money. He was just playing saxophone on the streets of San Francisco or Oakland. That's his wife, by the way, Barbara Donald.
Yeah.
But
yes.
So I've been looking to get his stuff. You can't find his vinyl, but the CDs of his stuff are expensive.
Yeah.
I just picked up one today, but I'm really interested in the game. He's one guy that needs to be on vinyl.
Yeah, I've got a number of Sonny Simmons CDs. I saw him maybe the late '90s at the Knitting Factory in New York, and it was a fabulous show. But at that time, Quincy Jones had a label for a brief time. It was called Quest.
Yeah, he put
He recorded two. Those freaking albums are great.
Sinatra had a record on it.
They are freaking great.
You know what that kind of led to? I think he was gone for 10 years, did those Quincy Jones albums, came back in the early 90s. Those albums didn't do anything. They didn't have any promotion, and he kind of got discouraged from that. And then I think in the early 2000s came back. If you go on Apple Music, there's this great concert in Sweden, I think, where he's playing with these. So everything
Sonny
I would
Simmons?
always. Sonny Simmons.
He played with Firebirds, which was Prince Lachey's group.
Yeah, that's in the 60s.
That stuff is very good.
Yeah, but that's early. Like he did an album for Contemporary, I think was his biggest one, but it really wasn't big. But his later stuff, because he lived to 87 and played, and everything I hear about Sonny Stitt, who they said he was very dedicated, practiced all the time, was all about his craft. When you watch this documentary, and after I'm done, I'll put the link. Watch it tonight. This dude was all about playing the saxophone. That's all he loved to do. Did
he only play alto?
He played another instrument that he plays on one of the Quincy Jones recordings, another horn. But there's a great album he did that was released in 2007. It's called Sonny Simmons' Last Man Standing. It was done released out of Norway. That is freaking fabulous.
Hey, I want to bash someone. Hey, 1188. I just started collecting jazz 2 years ago. I don't have the experience Mike does. So shove it up your a-hole, man. I'm talking about. I just discovered it now. I told you I watched a documentary learning about him, and then Mike can tell a story about his experience. What point are you trying to make?
Everybody needs to check their egos out the door. We're all learning.
Levin, you need to go somewhere else, dude. We would never be talking about Sonny Simmons if I didn't talk about the record I picked.
Okay, I think I spent too much time on that one record.
All right.
This is the last one I'm going to show.
All right.
What am I preaching about, 1188? Listen, why don't you meet me outside and I'll preach to you.
All right. Let it go.
Yeah, you're a douchebag, dude. All right. And then I picked up an OG of this. This is really good.
All right.
So,
very cool.
So to answer Mike's question, he also played the English horn.
Hold on, I'm pulling up the Wikipedia page so I can. I'm picking up the Wikipedia page about this so I can recite it.
Is it English horn like a valve horn? I don't even know what that is.
It is like a
French horn, but it's
like a
But it's English.
You're my new enemy, 1188.
I did not order. Okay, Mike, you asked which records. I did not order these, so I'm thinking maybe I'm on the craft promo list. Maybe.
Hey,
I did not order these.
I'm here every week, 1188. Come and meet me.
Afterwards. Oh, stop, Rob. This isn't Rachel's.
Shut up, Rob. Record anyway. They're.
That is my least favorite Art Pepper.
They basically look like they're all yacht rock.
Those are the first ones they pressed.
That one's actually good though. I like that one.
Well, they're sending them to me.
That one's good. Yeah, I just don't like the Art Pepper.
I don't. It feels like yacht rock jazz.
That's Bill Claxton.
That's great. That's
great. I love that Benny Carter. I mean,
I already have one of these. I don't know which version of that is.
He has the mono, probably.
I have an OG of that.
Everybody has that. That was the dumbest one they picked.
It's just very cheap.
It's $5 though.
Oh my god, yeah.
Hey, I'm getting them, and I'm getting a tote bag. I don't know. I just got a shipping
note. What's the tote bag
look
like?
I'll show you.
What website is this from?
Yeah,
It
flip
comes
that.
with golf balls.
You know, Kraft sent me the Wattstacks box.
You should bring that to record shows.
I have a cool
just-
bag that holds like 25 records. You know.
What do you have, that Herschel thing or?
No, I have the
right, I'm
the
jumping
one
in.
made in Argentina. That it's the best record bag I've ever found, and they're like $45. I'll show you.
Okay. All right, Nazzy, while you get that, I'm jumping in. So I went into the city on Wednesday, and I went to Jazz Record Center, and I found some really cool stuff, which I'll show in a second. But the thing I want to talk about first is the proprietor of Jazz Record Center is Fred Cohen. And Fred Cohen, I don't have the book up here, but he wrote like the identifier for OG Blue Notes. So I love going in and just trying to talk with him. Sometimes like he's like not interested in chatting. And today I started talking about, because he has like a big library in his shop. And I was like, do you have any, actually, Mazzy, look what I got.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, you got the.
So I'm talking to him. I'm like, I really like these books where they have the jazz covers. So I started up a conversation, and then it started drifting, and I started saying, you know, they're doing the Shahib Shahab on Sam. Did you hear about that? And he says, yeah, I heard about that. And I go, is that something like you would have in your collection? Because I just assumed he would have like a ridiculous collection. And he goes, no, I wouldn't have it in my collection. You know, I only collect one thing. And I go, what is that? And he goes, I only collect Charles Mingus. And I go, oh, okay. And he's like, yeah, I that's all I collect. That's just all I ever collected. And then I have the shop. And I go, oh, so what Mingus do you have? And he's like literally just talking about Mingus's 78s on all these like really niche small labels, and just saying like he I don't know if he has like a complete collection, but apparently these 78s are very rare and hard to get. And that's all, like at his home, that's all he has is Mingus. And I just thought that was fantastic. Right? I just was totally surprised by that. And he was talking to me. He's like, I have all the Mingus books and photography, and just that's what I collect. I collect Mingus. And I just thought that was so cool. So really cool conversation.
That book tends to be pricey now. Did you get a good deal on it?
I got it for $85.
That's a good deal.
I thought that was fair. So so I got that, and thank you for showing this, Mazzy, because
well, that was Disney gave that to me for a birthday gift.
Fantastic.
These bags are called Selector.
Yeah.
And they're like $45, and there's all different colors. They hold it. They're padded, and they hold a shitload of records.
Yeah.
And they have a shoulder strap. So they're the best bang for your buck bag to go to shows and stuff with.
Yeah. So, are taking it to New York?
Oh yeah. Oh, definitely.
So how many records can you fit there?
Pardon me?
How many records can you fit there?
I'm thinking 30, maybe.
That's really good.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
25 to 35, depending on the record, you know.
So Jazz Maniac, it was Jazz Record Center in New York City, by Fashion Institute. It's like 26th and Broadway or something. And all right, so I'll show you what I got. So I won't go through everything right now, but I'll show you a few things. So I'm going through the bins. I found a sealed copy, 1962, sealed in the loose baggie of Carmel Jones, Business Meetin', and this is with Gerald Wilson. And I would say that, you know, Tone Poet recently put this out. I know that it wasn't the smoke show that I thought it was going to be, but I would say this one is a little different. It's got Harold Land on it. It has a quintet on 4 tracks, and then it has the Gerald Wilson. It's a no net, and it's 5 tenors or 5 I think it's 5 tenors. And it's like Bud Shank, Harold Land, and 3 other guys I wasn't too familiar with. And this is really good because even those like the no net ones, they're orchestrated in terms of the head, but like they solo just like, you know, a small group does. And I would say, like, Mike, I know you were saying that you weren't totally like blown away by the remarkable Carmel Jones, which is a similar group. The only difference, I think the drummer's different on this one. They have, I forget who the drummer is. So it's 2 sessions. It's the one with the bigger group with Ron Jefferson on drums.
Okay, that's better.
And then the smaller group has Don Dean on drums, but Gary Gary Peacock on bass.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming this is Gerald Wilson here, but he's the arranger. The piano player is Frank Strazzeri.
Yeah, he's the one. Frank, he's the one that's on the Remarkable Carmel Jones, and I thought him and the drummer they were hanging on for dear life. They were like, they didn't up their game to Peacock, Harold Land, and
I would guarantee you would like this one better. I feel like this is probably just a better record. It's a little bit different because it's not one session with the same guys.
Can I get a powder blue hat in the Jazz Bums apparel store? Like that?
I don't know if you could see this, but so this is, I played this for the first time ever. I opened it up, first time, perfectly mint condition. You can't see it, but this is like dark red transparent.
I see it. It's going through.
It's kind of hard to see, but
so is that like Clarity Vinyl UHQR SRX?
I cleaned it in the ultrasonic. Inside two, the intro track had a little bit of noise, but honestly, it's fine. I mean, it's out. I was like gazing at this cover for like the whole. To have a mint copy of something from 61 years old.
It's like you're in a time machine, Mike.
Yeah. This was.
I think the arrangements of that on that are going to also be so much better than
But Gerald Wilson only arranges the no net. I'm pretty sure from what I could tell from the back, but it's really good. And let me see they recorded at Pacific Jazz Studios, which in '65 changed to Liberty Studio, and then in 1995 Neil Diamond bought it, and that's now the Archangel Studios in Hollywood, California.
That's in Hollywood.
Carmel Jones moved to Germany in 1965, so his records really kind of changed. I mean, so you got to get them before 65. There's like maybe 4 or 5 records to get, and I mean, really, really good stuff. So I was thrilled, and I got this for $35. I don't think there's a single copy of this on Discogs in the United States.
Nice.
And this probably should have went for a lot more.
I have the mono. That collection I got, Mike. I have the mono version of that.
Look at this, Mike. Roberto says we should make Jazz Bums tote bags.
Oh, get out of here. Well, maybe we should. If you guys want them, just let me know. If you're going to buy them.
Yeah, just buy them. Buy one of everything. It'll be amazing.
I got this there as well. And this was a Brandon recommend. Well, no, I've seen this before. Brandon recommended it. And I think, Rob, you showed it like last week. And then I was at Jazz Record Center. Saw 2 copies of this. One was a sealed Timeless Muse for $15, and this was the original Timeless Preston Holland, and this is a this is probably the record I am most excited about. It was $17. I think everybody needs to go stream this. They are incredible on this. I can't believe I waited this long to get it. It's so good. And
that showed that record like last year, man.
I know. I've been slow to jump on this train, but now that I am, so you got endorsements from Brandon, Chris, Rob, and myself. This is
just be careful about preaching about that record, Mike. Be very careful. Because someone in the peanut gallery might call you out on it.
Oh, well, whatever. I don't care. So anyway, I got it at Timeless because there's Timeless and there's a Timeless Muse version that was pressed in the United States. And I recently got that the Rise to Atlantis Timeless Muse that was recorded in the United States. This was recorded in Holland. So I figured if I had the option to get the one that was recorded where it was done, I'd get that. And the jacket is actually it's like floppy, but like the gloss is really nice. And when I compared both of them, the pictures were crisper on the Holland one. So I figured that it's more likely this is the original master tape and original everything. So I just got this one.
Who's the engineer on that one?
The engineer is
Norman Maslov.
So recorded in Holland. Engineer is Jan Kranendonk. Jan Kranendonk.
No, I was wondering if it was someone else.
Kranendonk?
And the this Dick Vennet. So Ren de Graaf is an excellent piano player. He is incredible on this. Really good, fantastic player. And then this guy Dick Vennet is he plays tenor, soprano, and flute on this. And on side 2, they really push it. I mean, this is a very creative exercise. This will knock you back. So this is great. Go stream this. I guarantee you'll like it.
Yeah, if you don't, then you're not
yeah,
the Muse one sounds great, and I don't know how they.
Ooh,
I'm sure it does.
I don't know if they remaster them in the US, but it sounds awesome.
Look at the street cred here. The street cred. First heard of this from Chris when I streamed it. Yeah.
Okay. You know, I did get another one from Jazz Record Center. Where the hell is it? Well, anyway, I'm just going to go with this one. So I was, these are records that I just pick up as they come up when they come up for cheap. And this is the third one in the installment. I got it for $25 from Dusty Groove, which is a real excellent deal now. These records do not go for $25 anymore. This is a Shelly Man and His Men at the Black Hawk Volume 3. So I have 1 and 2. So I only need 4. Which I don't need it. I just if it comes up for $25, I'm gonna buy it.
There's 7 of them. There's 7 of them.
Though. There's 5 CDs and there's 4 LPs.
No, I think I saw more than.
There might be more CDs, but that's so for LPs. There's only 4.
In Europe, I thought more LPs came out.
Well, there's 4 pressed in the US, and it even says like
there's 4 traditional ones.
The 4 traditional ones originally, and it's recorded. Do I have notes on this?
Well, last year in Europe, they put out all the albums on a CD box, so you can get that for like under $25 right now.
So this is 1959. This is the 3rd session. This I think is the best session that I've heard. On side B, they do a track that is 20 minutes. It takes up the whole track.
Are those the Manhole?
No, this is Black Hawk.
Oh, Black Hawk, right?
Yeah, this is Black Hawk. So side B has 20. This I feel like if you were to get one of these, I haven't listened to the 4th one yet, but this one I think is way. The first one they do, I don't know. I'm not. They're all great, but this is my favorite one. I would say if you're going to grab one of these, number 3 is the best.
That's since they tore the Black Hawk down. That's still a parking lot. Nothing has been built on it since, which is a shame.
And it's Joe Gordon on trumpet, and he's really the star of the show on this. And Joe Gordon, I think, died really young, so there's not too much recordings of him. But it's a live set, so like there's applause after. It's such a good vibe. You know, highly recommend this one. So those are some videos. I have more, but I'll show them later.
I just posted the link to the CD box.
Somebody answer Loki's question.
What do we got?
Which Art Blakey album? Oh, the exclamation point. That's not
a Blakey album. That's a J-Mac, Jackie McLean.
No,
it's about.
There's also an Art Blakey that has a bunch.
That's this one.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. What's the name?
This is obviously Tunnel Records T-shirt, but that's based on the Jackie McLean T-shirt.
That's
but there's also an Art Blakey record on Impulse that has like 7 exclamation points on it.
Oh, that one's just called Art Blakey and the Jazz Messengers.
Yeah.
And there's Mingus.
Yep.
A lot of repetition in jazz.
Damn it, Mike, I'm missing those. Look, they're gonna come up, and I could get the 4th one. There's one available for like $85. Don't worry about getting all 4 of them. Just when one comes up for a price, just grab one of them.
I know people about CDs, but I just posted a link to the CD box that came out last year with everything.
I love that Mazzy had that shirt at the ready.
Tunnel Records. I don't know if you can get it online. Tunnel Records in San Francisco.
Cool shirt.
Yeah, I think they're back in stock because for a while they weren't.
The shirt.
Hey, if they can rip that off, we can we're ripping off, man.
Yeah, well, look at
where's the shop, Mazzy?
Mike Ingroove. Pardon me.
Where's the shop?
Just in San Francisco, out on Terraville, out by the Great Highway, out by the beach.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
A little store. It's a great little store in San Francisco. A lot of jazz. For a while, they had a big portion of Orrin Keepnews's collection.
Just to whose point is it? Jazz Maniac. I would say that like this would be a prime candidate for a box by Kraft, a reissue box.
Yes.
I probably wouldn't go for it because I've enjoyed collecting these, and these are fine for me. But I if I were running Kraft, I would put a box of these out.
Don't you think we're going back to full circle? Kraft is doing the right type of boxes when they do a box, the right price point, like the Jet Baker and the what's the other one?
The Lockjaw, man. That Lockjaw.
Shirley.
Oh man, that stuff is amazing.
That's the sweet spot.
Those Jazz dispensary.
Sonny Rollins is great.
Exactly. That's the sweet spot. Prices, box.
Yep.
No excess, paraphernalia, promotion materials.
I absolutely agree, Matt.
Yeah.
I thought the Sunny box was boring. I don't know. Those records just aren't what I'm looking for right now, I guess.
I skipped it. I have the OJC.
I didn't get it either because I have the stuff. Yeah.
The OJC Way Out West sounds very clear. It's a little. Oh God. Okay, my Chrome is going to restart in 22 hours or something.
We've got plenty of time.
We'll end this in 21 hours.
I don't pull my Way Out West out too much.
Hey, just to clarify, Mike, there are 5 of those records, LPs, at the Black House.
Okay.
But there is more than 5. That CD box has more stuff.
Well, so I think they recorded for 3 nights, so they probably got a lot of material.
Yeah.
Right. But they're great, and they really are just a nice vibe.
They're
that
insanely
is a great
expensive.
Evening. Yeah. Throw that on. It's killer.
Yeah.
I have two. So.
Yeah.
But I agree with you guys. I mean, I think everything that Kraft is putting, that they're not looking for a spotlight. They're just doing the right stuff at the right time with the right price. I think that they're being spot on.
They put it out. There's no thing about quantity. I know they did those Kraft, the one, or what do they call
the small batches? They suck.
Yeah, I think that's been a little bit of a dud.
Yeah, I think they gave up on that.
Well, we talked to Kevin Gray, and I think Joe Harley mentioned it too, because I asked them both, if they were seeing a slowdown in the market for vinyl, and they said only in the $150 records.
Yeah. Well, Arnaldo works for BMG, and he gets the stat stuff. He's in the financial part at BMG.
Yeah.
And records this year, vinyl this year is up 12% overall from last year. So even though the high end stuff's coming down, more records are being sold. Probably 12% is because of Taylor Swift, whatever.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Mazzy, is this Swifties? It's not them people.
Totally, but so what? I mean,
which is great. I mean, when I was a teenager buying Nirvana records,
but I didn't expect vinyls to increase where we are right now.
So, do we think that I say we, but what is obviously there was a ridiculous height of the market where obviously let's throw everything at it and just get as much money as possible philosophy happened. Now that things are going down, do you think there's going to be a knee-jerk reaction to that? And maybe there's not as much interest in pressing vinyl, or do you think they've kind of built this in?
I think they built it enough. I think what's going to happen, I think there's a percentage, I don't know what the percentage is, during the pandemic of people who got into vinyl, bought turntables, that really don't give a shit about vinyl and turntables. They realize it's a hassle. You got to pay attention. You can't just stream. I think there's going to be not a lot, but some people getting rid of those turntables. They got it because they were home all day, and they're not home all day.
Yeah.
So 3 years ago, I feel like that's already happened, man.
Well, I wanted to talk, Mike and I were going to do a video at some point. I don't know if we'll ever do it in Groove, because I think it's time, instead of I think it's time for record companies to cut out things again. If they print too many, have cutouts, and instead of sell them to the retail stores, so stores have cutouts, not just if they press too many.
Yeah, I think that's great. I just think that everything is so corporate now that you can't justify that to shareholders. You can't justify that to shareholders.
Here's what I've seen this, Mazzy. So there's a store I go to. There's a guy that comes sometimes with boxes of records that he fishes out of a dumpster, like a giant dumpster. What they're having them do is take a box cutter and do a big gash in the back of the records.
Well, that's basically a cutout.
Well, no, I understand, but they rather take the loss and throw them in the trash than
right. Well, the Mafia used to do that. There's a whole famous thing about, is it the Long Island Sound or somewhere years ago? There's a whole famous story of all these records dumped. I don't know if in the Hudson or somewhere, one of those things, of all these record companies in the 60s, mid 60s.
But the ones that the guy's comfortable with selling, the knife doesn't just basically gets the back cover and maybe a faint line on the vinyl.
The records are mangled. They're cut because sometimes the records were still in print, but they did overpressing. They printed way too many. And if they didn't cut them, let's say I'm a vendor. Let's say I have a chain of, I work for a chain called the Record Factory, a West Coast chain. Let's say we bought 2,000 cutouts for our store. Well, we might also have stock from a year or two older of the same record not cut. Well, in those days, you could return records. If they weren't cut, we could return those records for full price credit. When they're cut, we can't return them at all.
Right.
So they have to mark it. Sometimes they did a hole punch. Sometimes they did a notch. You look at Kinks records, Reprise records, there's literally a rivet in the cover.
Oh yeah, the Reprise. Yeah, I have a Reprise Sinatra Ellington record like that.
Yeah. There was a rivet, which is a weird.
I've actually heard Chad talk about that record, and he basically had a copy without the rivet, and he was saying no one has a copy without the rivet. Like this was just a riveted record.
Sometimes they just press way too many. There's a whole joke. When records were gold, and all of a sudden in the 70s,
saw cut.
Yeah, there we go, saw cut. Like some records, like Jethro Tull, Passion Play, it ships gold, return platinum. That's kind of a running joke, because it returned more than it sold.
I do want to have you guys talk about this, because this Miles Electric Ears, this is the Vinyl Me Please box set that they're putting out that is going to be sourced from Tape Dupes from Columbia, which I think is kind of exciting. I'm not personally getting it, but I'm sure, it could potentially sound, I don't know. I'd love to hear a shootout between these and the MoFis.
I ordered it.
Yeah, that's what
I did order it.
You did? Yeah. That's awesome.
Nice.
But there's are there just 2 or 3 records you really can't get?
Well, there's big titles. Silent Way is one of them, and Bitches Brew is another, and there might be Jack Johnson. I forget what all the titles are.
On the Corner.
Yeah, on the
corner.
Big Fun.
The later ones that I don't have. Yeah, Big Fun. Yeah.
Yeah, I ordered it. I like that period. Smith.
Okay.
I just have all the MoFis, and I've got a MOV of On the Corner. And so it's like 1 or 2 records I don't have, so I'm not gonna buy it. But if I didn't have any of those records, I would definitely, I would wait till it comes out and hear the reviews, and then I would buy a copy.
Okay, I'll give you a review. You call me, Chris.
Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things that certain albums appeal to me, and I have the MoFi versions. The other ones, I'm not that excited about, but that's just my taste. That's all.
I get it. Yeah.
I'm actually getting more interested in the Impulse box sets, which I'm not going to buy, but there are some in there that I actually would like to have. But, I may do a thing like, hopefully, they don't, for me, they don't sell, and it gets like the Tribe box set where I can just, after I get enough credit, I can just buy it for cheaper than whatever it was.
Right. I'm not a member though, so.
Do we hear anything? This is what seems odd to me about that Impulse box, is the Alice Coltrane and the Pharoah Sanders, they say are digital. Yeah. But Chad did those analog.
Right.
So what are the specifics in their decision making? I'd be interested to find out. Because that Impulse box is just a big turd.
Wasn't Guitar, wasn't that digital?
That was third. Yeah.
That's a great sounding record.
I think so too.
I love the sound of that.
I thought it sounded excellent too, but then it's weird because you hear people, it didn't sound great or whatever. I thought it sounded.
It was one of my best. I thought it was one of the best sounding records I bought last year.
Well, Valley on the Discord hated the way it sounded, and he tells us.
Oh, who cares?
Speaking of dubious
Shut the
sources,
fuck up. I'm
Yeah, he
pretending
just
I'm wrong.
outed the poor guys. I wasn't gonna say his name.
Rob broke my heart when he was like, they announced on the inner Obi that this is a needle drop. I listened to it. I thought it sounded really good. I thought the bass was pretty rich. I was really surprised that this is a needle drop. I mean,
well,
I would say this record. What do you guys think about this? Did you get it? No, jump in.
No, I have the
Pure pleasure.
Pure pleasure, and that's supposed to be a needle drop also.
Yeah,
I heard, and it sounds fine. Yeah.
I'm sure the original sounds better, but like I think for the original right now, there's 2 copies available. I think they're like $500. So I think as a placeholder, I think this is a good option, and you can get this. This is the P-Vine reissue from Japan on Dusty Groove for a very fair price.
Yeah,
if you want to check it out.
Mike, someone who has, I talked to somebody, and they said the original doesn't sound that great. So, and his feeling is most of the Stratus East tapes are gone. No one knows where they are.
What I heard is that Tolliver basically gave the tapes to the musicians, and that's why there's not like a consolidated library that somebody owns. So I think the tapes for like the Tolliver and Stanley Cowell ones are known, but the rest of them are whatever the family did with them, basically.
Yeah, that's what I heard too. That basically, Stratus was like it was an artist run thing, and the artist got the tape, and good luck with that with someone.
Exactly. Man, can you imagine if they found one of those and it was like in good shape? That'd be cool.
Yeah,
we need
that's the kind of shit Zev
get
of in his sleep, man.
Into these families' attics.
Mm-hmm.
Zev wakes up thinking about that kind of shit.
I think P-Vine to me is doing. I don't know when they went through producing this record, but they didn't learn anything from Mo-Fi. To me, they're not a big enough label to have that fallout.
Mm-hmm.
But if they, why was it the decision to make that Obi go through the gatefold so you couldn't read that
That's
it was
fair.
a needle drop?
And also, why not put that on the promo? Why not
just say it? Just say it.
Yeah, none of us knew.
But based on how good it sounds, really good. I'm not canceling my order for the other Clifford Jordan, and that's a 45. So I don't know if it's going to sound better or what.
Yeah. When I first heard it, my knee-jerk reaction was to cancel my order for the other Clifford Jordan. Then I was like, where the hell am I going to find that?
Yeah,
and how much am I going to have to pay for?
Exactly.
Exactly.
So,
did Pure Pleasure not do that title, Mike?
I don't recall them.
Felipe, what are you doing? Picking corn over there?
I'm muting you, Felipe. Just kidding. You're on.
No, sorry guys. Yeah, sorry. But I mean, I have some P-Vines that I like them. The J-Jazz are really good from BBE. There's also this guy here.
Felipe, your camera's off.
I know. I'm gonna turn it on.
I don't know.
This is really good. It's from a French label. Yeah, they're doing some of those. Mm-hmm. It's a French label called Le Tres Jazz Club, which means the Three Jazz Club. Of course, it refers to Dribbling Mice. Those things sound amazing. I think I showed another one last week. It's really, really good. There's another Japanese one right here. Hang on just a second. Some Japanese pressing. Oh, this is not Japanese. It's a label that I like you guys to check it out. Which I like the name. It's really kind of kick-ass. It's called. Have you seen this one?
I recognize that painting.
Yeah. Have you seen it before? Yeah.
That's
if
great.
you hold it still, Felipe, her eyes follow you around.
Yeah.
I kind of want to get.
Is that her mugshot?
So it's a small label in I think Finland. It's called Jazz Aggression. They have really cool stuff, European, Nordic, British. It's really good. This is called Mona Lisa, of course, by the Christian Rain Sextet.
They don't do a cover of Mona on there, do they?
Is that a modern recording or is that a reissue?
No, it's a 1970s recording. All the stuff that they're doing is like obscure only one-time pressed 70s reissues. And they sound really good. The guy that owns this label is one of the biggest collectors in African jazz.
I like that cover. I mean, seriously, aside from the
what's the label? I'll drop a link so people can check it out.
It's called Jazz Aggression.
That sounds.
They sell directly. They're not on Bandcamp. They sell directly.
Okay, got it here.
Yeah.
When I went off on that moron earlier, I had a Jazz Aggression.
So they also have some really good records by Bert Curtis. Is a really good British quintet, which I also bought some records from. There should be arriving soon. But this thing is killer. I highly recommend you guys to check them. Jazz Aggression.
Very cool.
Really, really small label. Let me see what else I got here. I also got, of course, you guys should check it out. Gearbox.
Now, why is there an Oki? Isn't that a recent record?
It's Japanese pressing.
So they have two pressing plants, Japan and England. This is the Japanese one.
These are cool.
Yeah.
But aren't they they're a British press company, though, right?
They're a label, pressing plant, mastering facility. Those guys kick ass. You should definitely check on their stuff.
Yep.
This Binker Moses feeding the machine. Binker Moses is like a sax and drums duo. Only that. Just like the White Stripes.
Nice.
There you go.
Really, really, really good.
Full circle.
Yeah. Some more stuff I got today. This is called Braja.
Okay.
It's an Estonian label. This band is American and Canadian musicians. 2019 pressing. Not many out there. This is the repress, and it's really great. Their runs are really short, and you should definitely check on them.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that label puts out some Miriam Grossman stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
And I have a James Brandon Lewis that they did. And it was really, it comes from Estonia, and I was like, oh God, this is gonna be a disaster. It took a long time.
Really sounds good.
Yeah, no, it took a long time to get to me, but they packed it like it was amazing packaging. Because my thing sat in Chicago for like 3 weeks.
And I think I remember you mentioning that, Mike.
Yeah.
So, this record is really well done.
Is that a gatefold? It looks like it's a thick jacket.
Yes, it is a gatefold. Yeah.
Okay.
It is really cool. Let me open the gatefold for you guys.
Oh, nice.
Very cool.
This is really cool, and the music is amazing.
I love it.
It's marketed jazzy, spiritual, little bit of pulse bop. Really good. Let me see what else I got here today. I finally got my copy of Trickster, which I think Mike showed last week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that
this
guy.
Is really amazing.
Yeah.
So it's Maya Okazaki, Matt Mitchell, Anthony Ted, and Sean Rickman. It's a very limited run. I think it's still available on Discogs, but not many left. I think
Discogs or Bandcamp.
How many did Mike? Like 250 or so? I think that was.
I want to say maybe no more than 300.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But and it's like one of those things. I don't know. It may be. Mazo Ozaki, basically his label or just a small label where, it's just a limited production run. But you know, it's like sort of like typical with he's a well-known musician. He played with Steve Coleman's Five Elements, and he's done a lot of. He has his band, the band Trickster, that's on High Recordings. But that's only CD, and this is on just a different label. So
you know. I think that's his only record. Yes, it's true. Let me see what else I got this week. I got some cool stuff. I think I posted this on the Instagram. Mike also showed last week. Lester Bowie.
Oh, excellent!
What
did you think of that?
This. It's crazy. It's good. I like it.
So Lester Bowie can get pretty out there. Like he has a record on Nessa called Numbers 1 and 2, which I've been.
All the Chicago stuff is wild.
But I think that one is I don't know. I
think it's like it has its moments, but it's really good. I like the bass sound of this record.
What did you listen to side 2? The first track, I think, if I remember correctly, there's like it's almost like a jazz funk with vocals.
Yes, there's some vocals here.
Really different, really cool.
It is. I mean, I dig this record. I liked it, and I'm glad that I got it.
Yeah, it's a good one.
So I finally got a second Visitors record, Earl and Carl Grubbs.
Oh yeah.
I like the Neptune better, but this one is pretty good too.
I have that one. That's the only one I have. Their stuff is so hard to get.
Yeah, I mean, Neptune is better. Search for one because you're gonna like it better. But this one is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Views. And let's see, I got 2 Alice records this week. Oh no, there's more. Sorry. I got the Journey to Satchivananda, the acoustic sound series, which was really good. It came warped. Okay, I'm fixing it, but Chad, it came warped.
Is that QRP?
I'm not sure what they press it, but it's an acoustic sound series.
Okay.
But I also got Eternity, which is really cool too.
Yeah.
You gotta be to like a spiritual mode, everything, but it's a nice record. And it's really heavy. It's really heavy record to hold. And let me see. I got this one sealed today. A $10 record was sealed.
Oh, I know this. This is a good one.
Which one?
Yeah.
It's a DMM, Freddie Hubbard and Woody Shaw. Like $10, truly.
Yeah, what about that?
Yeah.
Man, that was really good.
It's a cool record.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Hey.
And lastly, my last one is a Jorge Ben record. So.
Brazilian?
Yeah, but this is a Japanese pressing. It sounds quieter than the Brazilian record.
Is it pronounced Jorge?
Jorge, yes.
Okay, because I have some Jorge Ben records that I didn't.
Yeah, I mean his
like
style is unique.
Like Jorge, like Spanish, But
yeah. I mean, but his style is unique. It's you can beat what he does. Nobody does that. And just wrap it up.
Luca Bomb, Bop.
Luca Bop. No, I don't think they did any of his records.
They did one, maybe not. He was on a comp then, maybe.
Maybe like a comp. They did some Tim Maya stuff, but not. I'm not sure if they did Jorge Ben.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean Jorge Ben is just like can match his style. And today there's a record the kid just came out today. I haven't got mine copy yet. But Bebel Gilberto, the daughter of João Gilberto, which, accomplished
Bebel has a new record out?
Today. It's called João, and it's all her father's songs. It's a
I love
tribute.
Bebel.
You can buy it on Amazon for like less than $30.
Okay, I might get that. Is it good? Have you heard it yet?
It's good. I tested it. Mine is coming tomorrow.
Okay, I love Bebel Gilberto.
Yeah, no, she has a sweet voice. It's amazing. Yeah, kind of like her mother in a sense.
Shoji Intervention is a fantastic label. They're local here. They're out of Gig Harbor, which is kind of south of Seattle, and they do Stoughton covers or very similar. They did the great stuff of the a lot of A&M stuff. They did Joe
Jackson.
Training. They did the Joe Jackson stuff. They did the
Matthew Sweet,
the Flying Burrito Brothers album.
John Armor Trading. I think that's the best record.
John Armor Trading, the Matthew Sweet. They just put that Frampton box out. They do excellent records, all pop and related rock and roll and things like that.
The Joanne Armor Trading record's great. I got a nice copy of it.
Yeah, they're all, unless one noted, they're all analog. There's a couple that are like Everclear, I think might be digital or from a digital source, but they do really good stuff. So yeah, anything they put out, if you like the music, you'll like their stuff.
Has anybody started the Wayne Shorter documentary yet?
I was just going to go there. Yeah.
No.
So
I have not.
I'm going to walk on the plane.
I started it. So
where is it?
It's Wayne Shorter. It's
Amazon
called it's called Wayne Shorter Zero Gravity. It's on Amazon Prime, and they call the episodes portals. So it's not just one documentary. There's multiple episodes, and I watched the first one, and it puts everything into perspective. It really shows you that without Wayne Shorter, what the Jazz Messengers became, because basically they just showed how a genius composer he was. Yes. He composed so much for Art Blakey and for Miles Davis's second quintet. Without him, I mean, I don't know what jazz would look like. Like he's probably one of the most important jazz musicians. I mean, this is an obvious statement. Just watching this, it just is so amazing because he's such a unique. Like, I don't want to ruin it for anybody, but like, he's a weird dude, and like weird in the best way possible. And they get into all that stuff, and it is like you totally get why he's weird, and it just is awesome.
He's kind of like the link to everything, right?
Yes. Remember what Miles said about him, right? He would always review songs by everyone, but he would never review a Wayne Shorter song. He would just do it. Yeah.
They get into some, like, I watch it, but like he's an odd guy. He's not like the guy that, like, well, no, he does hang out with Miles and he does drink a lot and he can hang like that, but he composed, like he was such a creative brain, like from a child. Like they show it. It's awesome. It's such. I've only watched the first Portal. Cool. But it is awesome. I really, really enjoyed it. And the fact that they get into Blue Note, Don Was is interviewed, Neil deGrasse Tyson's interviewed. They have Curtis Fuller interviews, Jimmy Heath, and those guys passed away a year or two ago.
They must have started this before Wayne died.
That's right. That's what I'm saying. Like they have testimonials from people that, like, it is great to be able to, like, hear people who are there talk about it. It's so good. Okay. Really awesome.
Hey, so he had a pretty big part in the Ken Burns documentary too.
Yeah, he's been in every. He's like the Dave Grohl of jazz and Bono of jazz documentary guys. He's in every jazz documentary. Hey, Soji.
It's kind of insulting to say that he's the Bono of jazz.
Well, you know what I mean. Those guys are in every rock and roll documentary. I wanted to answer. Let me just answer Soji. Okay. I've heard those Judy Sill records because Coleman had them. I don't have them myself. But those are the best versions of the Judy Sill records you'll ever hear. If you like her music, they haven't repressed them for a few years now.
So I did. So speaking of Wayne Shorter, I got this record. It's very difficult to get. It came up, I think, on Dusty Groove. I forget where I got this from, but it was a fair price. This is Wayne Shorter. This is Second Genesis. This was recorded on VJ, released on VJ. Recorded in 1960, so this was right after his self-titled Introducing Wayne Shorter. But this didn't get released until 74. But the style is early stuff. And I don't know if it was last week or the week before, I was talking about how if you compare Wayne Shorter's VJ to his first solo record on Blue Note, Night Dreamer, that's like a different person. This it's a year after that Introducing Wayne Shorter, but like, it's very like post-boppy. I mean, I'm sorry, it's not very post-boppy. It's you can hear where the direction of his compositions, because one thing they do say in the documentary is like a lot of tenor sax players. Documentary is so good. Everybody needs to go watch this documentary. It is fantastic. But they just get into like his style and how he was not particularly derivative of like what most tenor sax players were doing. Like his composition sounded like nothing else. Like they talk about how him and Coltrane and him, they used to hang out in Coltrane's apartment, I think on the Upper West Side. Like I forget what it was, like 110th Street, 103rd Street, something like that on the West Side. And they would Coltrane would take, he had a piano in his apartment, and he would take his arm and he'd go down and he'd press like all the chords and say, Wayne, find the face of this. And then they would play together, and they would use like all the range on the sax. And anyway, just I'm like totally enamored by him from this documentary. Not that I already wasn't, but like it's just the context that it provides is so something that I was lacking. So just knowing who he was personally, I think is everything. I feel like it makes him that much more important in my opinion. So, and also what was weird is when the documentary starts, you know, the executive producer was Brad Pitt.
Really?
Good on Brad Pitt for
well, I mean, if you go look at the movies he's produced, he's been at least the last 20 years.
Well, he's a middle-aged white guy with money. He's probably buying jazz records.
There's a Beatle connection.
Brad, if you're watching.
Yeah.
That's the Beatle connection, Mike.
But anyway, really, this was a cool record to get. It's a quartet. So this is a quartet with Blakey, Cedar Walton, and Bob Cranshaw.
Oh, huh.
It's basically like the version of the Jazz Messengers, right?
It's really good. Yeah. But the thing is, I want to say introducing is a quintet. I don't know if Lee Morgan's on it, but anyway, really good. Really happy to add this, and definitely check out that Wayne Shorter documentary. It's the first piece of it is great.
What label is that on? I'm not paying attention.
EJ. So this is
Mike. Is the Wayne documentary good?
I'd pass on it. I wouldn't watch it.
Does it sound good, that record?
Yeah, it's good. It's really good. It's cool.
Is it gorgeous? Mike, come on.
Hold on. How much would you mark that up if you had a record service that you sold to people?
How much? So I think that record generally goes for like $70, $80 on Discogs, give or take, depending on condition.
So 180.
I think actually the top end 80.
So. or $200 then.
Yes. So that's a $250. Also, Rob, you recommended this.
Yes. Did you like it?
So 200 plus membership.
I don't think the recording is. I mean, I think the recording is fine, but it's not like top notch. I was trying to research to figure out where the studio was because I actually didn't think it's super heavy vinyl. They did a really great job. The jacket's really nice and thick. So what I really liked on this is they do. It's all James Newton compositions, and one of them's called Monk's Notice, and it sounds like a monk inspired track, which I thought was the best track on the album. The stuff earlier, it really is. Anthony Davis on piano sounds fantastic. The bass player is that guy, Abdul Wadud on cello, and he's all over the place. He plays. The one thing that they do is like on a lot of the tracks they play hard, like hard flute, hard cello, and hard piano, and like they really are slamming like down on the keys, or Anthony Davis's. They also do a Duke Ellington song called Heaven, which is on Ellington had like 3 like records where he played in like, I don't know if they were cathedrals, but they were like masses almost. And Ellington said it was like these were the most important recordings of his career. So they do sacred concerts, and this was the second one, which I forget the year it was now, but they do one of those, and that's really beautiful. There's no vocals. The sacred concert version, there are vocals because I went back just to hear how the original sounded. And anyway, so it's a pretty cool record, I have to say. I really really enjoyed it. And jazz flute, I'm very particular. I like Prince Lachey. James Newton is now in the canon of flautists that I do enjoy. So this
what about Eric Dolphy, bro?
Nah.
Yeah, James Newton, Nicole Mitchell, they're Dolphy, of course, but they're like really fabulous. If you're in the flute, those are the ones. With James Newton, when they rebooted the Blue Note label, he was one of the artists that was on the label. He did. You mentioned the Ellington composition. He did an album basically dedicated to all of Ellington, just Ellington and Strayhorn.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it's on Blue Note. You can find it for maybe even $5, but it's an excellent album. And then he did another album on Blue Note where he does, maybe it's Dolphy. I know it's Mingus and it might be Dolphy compositions. And they're really, it's also excellent, and you can find those for dirt cheap. But this is right when Blue Note sort of around the time when Blue Note rebooted, in the 84, 85, maybe something like that. I'm not sure.
This one is called Paseo del Mar, and I think it's probably not everybody's deal, but I do think there are at least a couple or 2 or 3 tracks on here that everybody would like. I thought this was really cool.
That you didn't pay that much for it, did you?
I think I paid like $18 or $20 or something like that.
Where'd you get that?
I got it on Discogs, and it was the last one in the United States. So it's not an easy record to get, but it's a good one.
I got it from that guy who was selling his private collection.
Eddie.
Yeah, and I got mine from the Jazz Record Center about maybe this is a year and a half ago. And it was $8.
Okay, yeah. So, but really, I mean, the vinyl's thick. It's good. I will say that the recording, like I mentioned, it's good. It's not like I would say like don't get it because the recording's bad, but it's not audiophile. Like I don't know. I would be curious to hear where they recorded that one.
Can we do a field trip to the Jazz Records Center?
Yeah, I want to do a field trip to JRC and to Village Vanguard.
Is JRC still open? I thought that.
Yeah,
Wells Record Center.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking of JR. The
JR Ewing.
No, I know they went away. So
yeah, I have a question.
Listen, he got shot in 1978.
I knew that was coming.
I love that show.
Mike, did you say you got one record this week?
Hang on, I have a question.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'll have to find it. Hold on.
Who are your favorite, or who are some of the best multi-instrumentalists?
I think we're doing the after party Saturday night at Billy's Record Salon. Billy.
Let's get Billy.
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
I have to be careful though. I'm a guest, and it's not my usual. I usually used to stay in hotels in New York. And now
Mazzy, how many foam parties have you been to?
Foam parties?
Foam.
FOAM? Am I missing something? What am I missing?
Mazzy never went to a foam party.
Into the crowd of people, and they're all bathed in foam.
No, it's when you're a guest at someone's house, you can't come back at all hours and all colors and all, remember they spray you paint everything.
All colors.
No, there's the movie Help, the Beatles Help, where they would paint Ringo. Everyone was painted red before they sacrificed them. So the woman, there's a scene where the woman's in the bathtub and her mother's washing her down. She goes, "You're coming back all hours and all colors," because she's painted up. Not that wasn't a racial thing, Mike. So I know I'm a white. I know I'm a white guy, and I cross it over sometimes. But
no, when you said colors, I was literally thinking orange, blue, and something like that.
It was red in this case.
Also, one last thing I wanted to say that they mentioned in the Wayne Shorter documentary,
which is the last thing you say, I guarantee.
Which I'm wearing the shirt. So Wayne Shorter composed the track "Free Throw." He composed everything.
Hey,
We're gonna do a mob. What do they call it? Those mob when like 20 people walk in and rip a star off. We're gonna go into Billy's salon.
Flash mob.
Like
Hey,
LA, they're going into these boutique or
Yeah.
these big, high-end stores. I'm
I
kidding.
have a question for Chris.
What?
Chris, I have a question. Is Mike gonna make us sick of Wayne Shorter?
No, it's not possible. Don't you remember the? Whoa, hey everybody.
Oh, he had like a 3-hour thing about Wayne Shorter, right, Chris?
Why am I big? I don't want to be big.
We need your opinion on Wayne Shorter.
Okay, well I can do that just fine here. I had a question and everybody all just ignored me and didn't even answer the fucking question.
Sorry.
Go for it. Go for it.
Sorry.
All right. Who do you think are some of the best instrumentalists? Like that played sax and flute and
Prince. He's the best multi-instrumentalist for sure.
Come on, Jazz.
A young man named Kenneth G.
No, he just played like the soprano, basically.
Yusuf Lateef is always awesome.
Yeah, that's a good one.
With Dolphy.
Dolphy.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all know Lou Tabakin at all?
Yeah.
Well,
Lou
Tabakin, yeah. Oh yeah.
Lou Tabakin, he was a badass sax player, like a bop player in the flute.
He goes far back.
Yeah, he does. And the flute side guy was really
close to, the Japanese pianist. Yeah, for years.
Their big band records are actually really good too, and you can get them for like $4.
Yeah.
They had a bunch of big band records in the 70s and 80s. But anyway, Dolphy, yes. Roland Kirk.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That motherfucker play all three at once.
Okay, can I show a record?
Sure.
You're not going to answer the question, Razzie?
Oh, which I wasn't listening.
Damn it.
Wow.
Who are some jazz?
How dare you? How dare you?
Okay, I apologize. I usually listen. Okay, ask me again. Go ahead.
I can't even ask it again. Okay.
Who is a jazz multi-instrumentalist? That is, one of the top guys.
And
we
not including Roland Kirk, who played them all at the same time.
We mentioned them.
Oh, Harry Treadgill, easy.
Yeah.
Was there anyone on Blue Note that was a multi-instrumentalist?
Interesting question.
Yeah. What's that guy's name?
Every man.
And not Paul McCartney. We're not talking Paul McCartney.
Every man, Bobby Jaspar, both flautists and tenor players.
What about Eastern Sounds? Yusef, but it's all reed instruments and wind instruments.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Paul McCartney is good, but he doesn't get even close to Prince. Sorry.
Does Sonny Fortune play a lot of different reed instruments?
I think so, Rob. Yeah.
Remember back in the day when the Playboy Jazz All-Star poll, Paul McCartney always got best bass player.
I wasn't alive then.
Remember when Bill Cosby used to host the show?
Oh gosh, yeah. Gary Bartz plays actually a really good soprano. Who's really good also?
Wayne Shorter. Wayne fucking Shorter.
Yeah.
Oh God, you're gonna ruin Wayne Shorter for us. I know it.
Branford Marsalis is really good on soprano, and there's a lot of musicians that try to play soprano.
Did Joe Zawinul play more than keyboards? Did Joe Zawinul play more than keyboards?
No, but Toots Thiemens
played Mingus.
Thielman. It's Toots Thielman.
Charles fucking Mingus.
Oh yeah. Charles they all have the same middle name. Amazing.
Can you watch the language, please, Mike? We have kids watching.
Is that what they teach you? What do you do? Getting up planning. You do
strategy,
structuring. Oh, strategy.
Yeah. But doesn't Jack DeJohnette play piano too?
Yeah.
Oh, no. I mean, Mike Notes and Tones, Emerito Pascual, right?
I'm going to show a record.
The best multi-instrumentalist. Not what guy.
Emerito Pascual can play anything.
I've had the CD forever. I came across it locally used, and this is that period where I stopped buying vinyl, 87, 88, when it came out on vinyl. But I got CD obviously early on, so I never had a vinyl version of it. This is produced by Hal Wilner. Hal Wilner, for 30 years, was the music director of Saturday Night Live, died during COVID. He's the one that did all those great comps of different musicians, like the Thelonious Monk with Paula Bly. And exactly, yeah. And he did the Disney one with Tom Waits and all those people. He's done all those different projects. Nina Roto, the Fellini music stuff, amazing stuff. But this is great because this was the first one when she came out of her post-punk, vocal thing she was doing in '86, and she did. This is her first, like, very much like Marlena Dietrich in a way. There's the ballads, the what's the two writers, the Whiskey Bar that the Doors did, Bertolt Brecht and help me out here.
We're all jazz people, Mazzy.
Yeah,
no, but it's a Billie Holiday like jazz record. And Bill Frisell is all over this record. This is a gorgeous record.
When did it come out?
87. If you see this on vinyl, it's kind of rare. That's that period where CDs were getting more popular. Yeah. So beautiful record. Beautiful. She did a lot of torch song type things there that are very beautifully arranged. Strange Weather. Garth Hudson's on here as well, obviously from the band on accordions. But Bill Frisell is all over this record, and it's just a really eerie, lovely record. So, Marian Faithfull, and it's called Strange Weather. So,
what kind of style is she singing in? Because
Boulevard of Broken Dreams. What's Bertolt Brecht and what's the guy? Help me, Mike. Who wrote Whiskey Bar? The Doors had it. Kurt Weill. There we go. Kurt Weill.
Oh, right, yeah. Sorry.
Sorry. I just blanked out. Thank you. Thank you, Jeff.
I love the Green Day version.
A few people said that. Yeah. Because everyone used to think that was an original Doors song. Take Me to the Next Whiskey Bar. It's from Three Penny Opera. So anyway, highly recommend if you see it, even on CD. Find a CD of this.
Where'd Mike go? He disappeared on us.
He went outside to scream, Wayne fucking Shorter.
Not Kurt Weill, but it's pronounced Vile because it's German. Yeah, not that Kurt Weill, not the singer-songwriter.
I got a new record.
Okay, that's what we're here for.
Yeah,
just one. I'll only listen to one side of it, so I mean, the first side's good. So this is that Nick Brignola with Walter Bishop Jr., Roy Haynes, and Sam Jones.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't know, Nick Brignola is a badass sax player.
It's like the worst cover I've ever seen in my entire life.
Well, yeah, it's on Interplay Records. It's like a weird,
that's probably the only thing they ever put out or something.
Yeah,
it looks like the head of their design department was blind.
Well, it sounds good, Mazzy. Thanks for insulting my record.
What? I mean, come on. They should have.
Was his day job at Radio Shack?
Stevie Wonder had better covers.
He plays all kinds of shit on this, and then it's Three Legends.
It looks like he's going to do a kung fu demo against all those saxophones.
Mazzy, I think he's the walrus.
He's the walrus?
Yes, I think he's the walrus, right?
All right, shut up so Mike can tell us about the record.
Anyway, did Mike go order this record while he was off? I don't know.
No. Actually, people gave back copies.
They're the worst.
I don't know if how. I don't think it's an expensive record if you can find it. I never see it though. I saw it, so I picked it up because I know the record.
Also, can I just give a quick update? So the Embarkation, Rob.
Yes.
When I bought it, there were 18 available in the United States.
Yeah.
There are 2 available in the United States.
Fucking power of the jazz bomb.
Look, you're doing this, and even since George Borden is doing a stream competing with you now, which pisses me off.
It pisses me
and
off.
he still sell out.
What do you mean? George Borden's streaming now?
He's streaming. Come on, he's
Patrick,
like
right? What
he's doing Cold Train. He's listening
but
to
not tonight. He's not doing it Friday night.
He's on right now.
Well, shouldn't you be on that stream?
That's offensive.
I'm not on it, but I went over to look. I was trying to get the claim.
I thought George Borden had the Sunday spot.
The Sunday. Today's Patrick.
Someone's gonna go punch his ass, right?
Hold on. It could be that 45 was only available right now.
Friday's a busy day.
Listen, you got plenty of people
just do
here
what I do.
watching.
All right, I dropped the link to the last 2 of these in the United States. If anybody's interested, they're still very affordable.
Is this an intercontinental conspiracy against the Jazz Bombs?
That's fine. I don't care. Honestly, if we were streaming and 2 people were watching, I'd still do this.
That's fine. Yes, absolutely.
I picked up one thing. I picked up this Kenny Dorham.
Okay.
It's actually a live concert. This was released. This is a live concert from '63 in Copenhagen, and this was released in '79 on Steeplechase.
Watches this, and it hits home with you.
What's happening?
And part of the reason I picked it up, there was this interview on YouTube with Wynton Marsalis by this Australian journalist, because they're touring in Australia, and he actually talked about this album during the interview with her, and it's a great interview. She asked like really great questions, and he talked about this album. It's with it's all European players. Niels Henning, Orsted Peterson on bass, Alex Real on drums, and another guy I've never heard of, Alan Boschinski on flugelhorn. But it's really some excellent playing. Just but it's hard to find. I got I don't think there are that many copies out there. But yeah, this is the only thing I picked up, and there are some great Kenny Dorham live recordings from this period of time. I was listening to one that was recorded in New York with Joe Henderson. It's called Live at the Flambeau, some club actually in Queens, not far from where I used to live when I was growing up. And Joe Henderson, it's amazing, with Joe Henderson and Kenny Dorham. And I think that was from '64. And you can stream that, and you can stream both of these. Yeah. They're really 2 excellent live recordings with Kenny Dorham.
Yeah, it has a little in the back, Mike. It has a thing saying it wasn't the best recording, right?
Yeah. But I mean, the music is just really good playing.
That's awesome, Mike. Really cool.
Mm-hmm. It was amazing.
Yeah. Why do we all want that record to sell out, Mike?
It's 7 copies sold tonight, by the way, Mike.
I mean, it's a $10 record. I mean, come on.
It's fun if the Jazz Bombs have influence on the jazz market.
Is Felipe there?
I'm here, Imagine.
I bought the Mona Lisa record.
That's cool. It's a good one. I like it. So the label has another. It's a British quintet. It's called Bird Curtis. There's like a hand-drawn chicken on the cover. It's amazing. I think it's like a 71 record.
Okay. I think I know that record.
Yeah, I sent you some pictures this week.
Yeah.
So there's not many available. They don't make many, but that stuff is great.
Hey, one thing I want to talk about. Hey, Jeff K. Myers. He works at one of the better movie theaters in LA, the Cinema and Draft House. Sunday, the movie theater association, I think, does this thing where they try and get everyone to come to the movie theater. All tickets are $4 on Sunday.
Nice.
And they're supposed to be doing like food specials where it's like $5 for a combo thing. So go to the movies on Sunday for $4.
Yeah. So speaking of going to the movies, Rob, I think Gold just opened this weekend, right? Have you guys seen it?
Yeah, but it's gotten bad reviews.
It got bad reviews.
Which one?
It's like 50 something on Rotten Tomatoes.
What is?
So it's called Helen Mirren. She's playing Golda
Helen
Meir.
Mirren plays Golda Meir.
So,
I'm waiting for Indiana Jones. I think Indiana Jones is supposed to drop like late, like in 3 days on
Paramount
Disney.
Plus.
I loved it.
I thought it was Disney Plus they were putting
I
out.
loved the Indiana Jones movie.
Thank you,
I
Mazzy.
liked it. Yeah,
You
I
give me
liked it
hope.
too.
I'm serious. And this bullshit about his age. I mean, I thought it was great. I love what's her name, the English woman in it.
Yeah, she is good. I like
I think
her.
she's amazing. I think it had the right tone at the end.
What is she? How old is she? Like 30?
No, she's in her 40s or maybe late 30s. But she's
Well,
not
she
a
did
love.
38.
She's not a love
38.
interest.
Did you guys see
She's
her
like
in
six-
that?
She
she's like
plays.
6'5".
She plays a friend of Indy's daughter, and it's an important part of the story. I think it's a great movie.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
I liked it better than every other one except for the first.
My favorite is Last Crusade. It's just I could quote.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
I could quote the whole movie.
I can't recall an Indiana Jones movie after
Hey,
the
I
first
heard
one.
that Jazz Bum Mike reenacts that Sean Connery scene with the umbrella and the seagulls.
I
Mike, do you like Goonies? Do you like the movie Goonies?
Hold on, I'm going to reenact this. So he's basically the bombers are coming in on the beach.
I was just making a joke, but I guess that's correct.
Henry
Fleabag.
Jones Sr. whips out his
Fleabag.
umbrella and he starts getting the
Whoa,
seagulls
what are you doing over there?
up in the air, and they hit the bomber windows, and the bombers crash before they kill him. And when he walks away from the scene, he goes, "Suddenly, I remember my Charlemagne," and then he starts quoting Charlemagne. That's fucking awesome.
Hey, I'll be giving the winning lottery numbers at the
Anyway,
end.
Love it. That is seriously between Casablanca and Indiana Jones: Last Crusade. Those movies.
I saw it, Mike.
What?
I saw it the first weekend. I saw it the first weekend in the theater, and I absolutely loved it.
So I'm looking forward to it. I know a lot of people.
I thought the one before this was terrible, though. I did not like it.
And
I thought that one was okay.
You know what else I loved? I loved the new Mission Impossible too.
There you go.
Oh, it's great. Yeah, Tom Cruise movies
That
are
was
amazing.
really good.
Like
Still, Oppenheimer's my favorite movie of the year.
Yeah. So,
All
do you
right,
like Oppenheimer better than Einstein?
Pardon me?
Is Oppenheimer better than Einstein?
Ishtar? Einstein. Was there a movie Einstein?
Oh God.
Hey,
are we talking about
Oppenheimer costs less to make than an Einstein?
Are we talking about the hi-fi company?
Yeah.
I'm not going there.
Okay, 78 RPM audiophile.
I have an answer for that.
Yeah.
The Kenny G Christmas album, because it's the bestseller. That's the only UHQ where Chad would sell out.
Who do we think the likely person is for this comment?
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this is probably stunty.
Yeah, I don't know, but
I did
has to be the
notice
Christmas
that
album.
my Mondo soundtrack to Oppenheimer got delayed a month. So
okay, 2 more records or so.
Oh, I was gonna.
Who did it?
I'm sorry, Mike. What were you going to say?
No, I was going to ask Rob a question, but he can answer it later. Just about last night. Just about last night.
You want me to talk about last night?
Let's do it.
So we went to see Kirsten Atkins perform. She was performing down in Newport. She's from Orange County. I think she did the show. A lot of her friends and family came. Mm-hmm. And I went to Mike Esposito went, Kevin Gray went to support her because her album's out on Kevin Gray's label, and he recorded the album. And she was there. I think a majority, her piano player was not on the album, but the rest of the musicians are on the album. It was a good show. It was a great show. She was it seemed very emotional. She chatted a lot in between songs. Yeah. She's kind of humorous. She was funny. She did
No, sorry. Go ahead, Rob.
A lot of the numbers she did, she wrote. Mm-hmm. But when she was, I think it was more of a ensemble, the first bunch of songs she did. But when she was featured, she was very good.
What type of venue was it?
It was a supper club. Not a supper club, like a jazz club. There was food and drink services. There was a bar. It was a nice venue. The sound system was good. It could have been probably better, but there used to be I forget the guy who hosted it used to have a jazz club in Orange County. I forget the name of it. And when he closed it down, he came over
the Manhole?
to host. Yes, the Manhole in Orange County. I think that was the strip club he used to go down in Orange County. But he hosts there. Most of the live performances there are jazz that this guy brings in and puts on. And it was a good show. It was basically the setup was a like piano player, bass player, the drummer who also manufactures his own steel drums. So there was a song with steel drum, and then it was Kirsten on saxophone and a trombone player. It was good. It was a good show.
I have a question.
That's cool.
Did Tristan or her family complain to you about Mike's review?
In fact, actually, when you went to the men's room, Mike's review was posted in one of the stalls. But here's a funny thing: Kirsten's mom, very great lady, made cookies for everyone, and they were like individually wrapped.
Is she Jewish or Italian? Well, those are the mothers that make not all. They're not the only mothers.
I think her name stays it.
Regular white moms know how to make cookies too.
You know, Ishtar wasn't brilliant, but Ishtar is not as bad as people say it was. Did you know what Ishtar means?
I don't know.
Ishtar is Arabic for Howard the Duck.
I think over the years, Ishtar's kind of gained a kind of cult.
I kind of like.
Yeah, it has.
It's like a Hope and Crosby movie, trying to be.
Shoji, it's most of all the musicians except the piano player were on her album.
Was Kevin there?
Kevin was there. I talked to Kevin.
Was Joe Harley there?
Just a very nice guy. Very nice, sweet guy.
Was In Groove Mike there?
Yeah. And Mike's very nice.
Did he buy the round of the drinks for everybody?
No.
No, he bought everybody's OJCs, man.
Well, he's a distributor. He should. The distributor of the label should grease the wheel. And you know, back in my day, we'd go to a show, we'd get free tickets, and we'd get a bar tab, like at the boarding house. Or
you know what? I hung out with Mazzy. There was no picking up the check there.
Oh, listen! I was very.
Oh man, I may have to reconsider.
I'm a very generous.
He let me stay at his house. He is more than hospitable. I'm just
Okay. How much did I charge you per cappuccino? Nothing.
You didn't charge me for the drinks.
Rafael coffee is not cheap.
It was the use of the facilities that got a little weird.
I know. I had to get like an extra plunger after you guys left.
The piano player is in Diane Krall's band. Doesn't Diana Krall play piano?
She's the piano player.
Yeah.
She, the piano player and the bass player were very in sync. They were outstanding.
Diana Krall doesn't have another piano player.
Yeah, that's what I know.
You're really making a great impression here tonight, 1188.
Leave him alone, Rob.
Well, you know, he is a Jewish gentleman because we know the Levin.
All right.
Maybe I'm Levin.
Last two records of the show. I did get this in, Rob, per your recommendation.
Now, it's a great record, but isn't it kind of weird that they just because he played on another album, they put them at the last song on each side? So
basically, the full album of Booker Irvin Cookin' is on this.
Arista?
Which is, there are 2 copies of Cookin' online. One is for $400 in the United States. It's $471, which is just a weird price. And there's a $500 copy. So it's an expensive record. This is a cheap way to get it. The problem is, I have another of these series, and it sounds perfect. The first track has, there's a lot of quiet spots. It is a little noisy. I think there's like I don't know if it's a pressing defect. So I was a little disappointed with that, but honestly, it's not that bad. It's listenable. I still enjoyed it, but it's just not perfect. And frankly, the fact that the original is $500, this will be my placeholder until I get that one. But yeah, a Van Gelder stamp Savoy.
Would you pay $100 for that?
I paid like $7.
Yeah, it's a $7 record.
You get an OG,
and like after shipping, it was like 10 or something. It was super cheap.
Mike, at the same time I got a Kenny Burrell, Frank Weiss album from that same series. And Van Gelder mastered. I just think the original recording of that Booker Irvin's not that great of a recording.
I have
it's not the best recording.
I can't remember. I have one or two more of these, and they both sound totally acceptable.
The Kenny Burrell sounds amazing. That one doesn't sound as good.
What's cool about the cooking session is that it's from 1960, and it features Horace Parlan on piano and George Tucker.
Wow.
So those three guys played on.
So who else? No.
Up and Down on Blue Note, which is a Horace Parlan lead record, with Booker Irvin, and that is like the one Horace Parlan record I really want because it's so different than his other stuff. It's just straight ahead. It's not like the
Which album? Which album is it?
Up and Down, and I don't think any. I could be wrong. I don't think Music Matters. I don't think there's been any reissues of that. And Felipe, correct me if I'm wrong. But
no.
Anyway, so the group on this continued, and they have a Blue Note session that is really awesome. So anyway, so this is a cool way to get that group, and I probably honestly it's probably just a matter of luck. This one was just a little noisy on this. It's really just like two songs. The rest of it you can't hear anything because they're just.
Who else on the band, Mike?
So this is what's up, Mazzy?
No, go ahead.
So what do we got?
Mike, Jazz Bum.
Yeah.
Classic Records did Up and Down.
Okay. Classic Records are really expensive too now.
Yeah, now definitely. It's that a lot of them are too bright in some many
I only have two of them, and both of them are okay.
Well, I have the Who stuff. Except Tommy's actually good, but Who's Next and Who's Solo I got from Coleman's, and they're kind of bright. They're not my favorites.
I have a lot of classic records. They're fine. The jazz, I have a lot of jazz.
Well, the classical stuff is better, I think, and the jazz stuff.
So Michael Kaskuna does the liner notes on this,
right?
And the personnel is Richard Williams on trumpet, which I'm not too familiar with. Booker Irvin tenor, Horace Parlan piano, George Tucker bass, and then Danny Richmond drums.
So, Mike, I have Richard Williams didn't do a lot of albums as a leader. He had one, I think, on I Have It as a reissue. I think it was on Prestige.
Okay.
But he didn't do that many albums as a leader.
Okay. Yeah, there's a bunch of jazz musicians that only recorded not so much.
Everyone's incognito. Now, my contract doesn't allow me to be more than 2 hours and 45 minutes here.
You got to. Okay, so let me just get this last one in, Mazzy.
Sorry.
So one more Booker Irvin. I got this from Jazz Record Center, sealed, original mono press.
Maz is going to the competing channels.
I will. I need to make an appearance.
From 1967. Oh, my wife is mocking me.
Well, we can mock them. We'll mock them for you.
This is.
I heard George Gordon's offering Snickers bars to anyone who joins them.
So
we're still 5-1.
Sealed, right, for $40 at Jazz Record Center. This is
what a deal.
Hey, Mike, was that sealed? Mike, was that sealed?
So Brandon was. I mean, I knew about this record, but Brandon was mentioning it because we were talking about this record, and he's like, "You want another good affordable record?" And we were like, "That's not an affordable record, Brandon." But anyway, I found it sealed, $40, Jazz Record Center. So I got that other Pacific Jazz sealed in the loose baggie, the Carmel Jones business meeting, and then this one sealed. So I don't know if Fred got like a collection in and he just got a bunch of sealed Pacific Jazz or whatever. But I got this, and what's cool about this? Oh, my dog's barking. It is a mono, which is kind of weird because nothing indicates. the fact. Okay, I'm going to say sealed one more time. The fact that it was that.
Everyone,
And
take
you
a
don't
drink.
know if it's a mono or stereo. If you were looking for the mono, there was no way to indicate if you were buying that. So like, why would they even say, like, why would they make a mono and stereo if you couldn't tell if it was mono or stereo?
I know. I hate that.
It's stupid. So anyway, also just the cover art, right? Do you see how this is set up with the this statue like this? So on the inside, the statue is facing the opposite way. So they flipped it, which I hate. And you could tell they flipped it because his wedding ring is on the wrong hand, and so is his watch. So anyway, that kind of annoyed me. But this is something
maybe it was a lighting decision.
Could be a tone poet or whatever. I mean, it's fine. I'm just being really nitpicky.
That's pretty like what would a strategy person do with that record? How would they?
I would never allow that ever.
Okay.
Authenticity is the most important thing.
You're right.
So, okay. So number one, recorded in 66, released in 67. They do Stolen Moments. Now we all know Stolen Moments. That is the first track on Blues in the Abstract Truth. I'm sorry, Mike. Earmuffs.
But you were,
they do.
You sound like you were doing the theme to the Dick Van Dyke show.
I didn't even look at the track listing, and the third track comes on. They start playing it. I'm like, oh, this is fantastic. They play it true to the original, and Charles Tolliver is awesome on it. Great track. He's on this album, but he's not on every track. I think most tracks are actually Charles Tolliver is not like featured a lot on this. He doesn't get like huge solos, which is kind of unfortunate. But anyway, it's a really good record anyway. So they do that Oliver Nelson song, which is worth just getting it just to hear that. It's a great version. And then they also do Take the A Train, Billy Strayhorn, and that's cool. Great record, great sounding record.
Sealed.
And it was sealed. I took it out I put in the ultrasonic, the humdinger. I did a little humdinger cleaning. And and like the other one, first person to drop a needle on these records. I mean, fantastic. Great. I mean, I just to be able to experience what that was is cool, just to hear how they sounded when you would get them. I mean,
2 months in New York. I can't wait because people dress like shit in Seattle, and I want to wear my overcoats.
Yeah.
October.
When I came on, my wife was super excited.
It could go either way in October.
Summer,
October,
winter's gone.
The best time to visit New York.
It is.
Winter's done.
Matthew, I'm gonna text you. I don't know. Maybe
whatever. I'm here.
Yeah, because I'm waiting for my wife to give me some information.
Yeah, I'm around unless I'm not, but I think I'm going to be around until I go. So.
Okay.
I'd like to see you. I'm going to go over to the other guys and give them shit for having a stream the same time as you guys.
All right, thanks, Mazzy.
All right, guys. Rob, I'll be down there next week also, and you're in the neck of the woods.
What days of the week you think you're going to be here? End of
the week? Gosh, that's a good question. It's gonna be. Let's see. We'll leave Seattle Tuesday, so it's gonna probably be mid to the end of the week.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll let you know. I'm like I said, I'm still waiting. For my wife to confirm stuff.
Are you all three coming, or just two of you?
Yeah, all three of them. But there are days when they may be doing stuff.
Well, no, that's what I meant. Are you going to be able to ditch them?
Yeah. My wife already. She's fine with it. She understands. So yeah, I just got to find out the days.
You should take him to all your meals, Rob.
Let me know. Jim and I will come and get you and take you around.
All right, cool. Thanks.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna take off because I'm gonna.
You're going to compete in
a record before I go.
Oh, that's a hot one.
It's good, man. But I wish I could keep everything, but I cannot. It's either this or the monk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, everyone have a lovely weekend.
You too.
Bye.
See you, Mike. You, Rob. Sorry.
Well,
what's left? You guys have anything left, Chris?
I don't have nothing. I only got one record this week, man. I'm trying not to buy any records. I'm doing pretty good.
Me too. Me too.
I
I actually went to Amazon. I'm on Amazon this week. I went to all the used records, like new, and I got a bunch of tone posts for like $25.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm really behind the tone poets, believe it or not.
Yeah, I'm missing several.
Yeah.
I'm trying to. Did I get? I know. Oh, yeah. I know. I've got actually two. I ended up getting 2 copies of the Lee Morgan, and I was supposed to return one, but I'm probably not going to be able to do it unless I do it tomorrow. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it tomorrow. So I'm going to be stuck with an extra copy.
Yeah. No, Bill, I'm getting all tone points. I'm just kind of catching up. I got all of the titles that was behind. Now I'm just like, waiting for the new ones to come down price. So I'm gonna buy it.
Yeah. No, it's smart.
But definitely, yeah. Sure. Yeah. I mean, tone poets, it's just like,
I do have some of them. There's some that come out that I just really want to hear, so I buy them.
Yeah. I mean, two years ago, tone point came out, you had to buy it, otherwise it was just gone.
Exactly.
Right. Oh, okay. Oh, Shoji, I have this book. I thought you guys were talking about a different one.
No, because I had that book, and I was never gonna read it. It's been in my collection for I don't know how many years.
So that book is heavy stuff. It's heavy. Yeah.
Yeah, I just said let me pass it on to someone that would enjoy it.
Yeah. Well, let me show you guys one book. 2 books I got this week. Let me show you. Got it here. So I've been reading a lot about photography. I mean, I do a lot. I did and work with photography for many years. I still do it somehow. So there's a really good book that I just read. It's called Blue Notes in the Black and White, and they talk about photographers in jazz throughout the ages. This is about one of the early ones called Charles Peterson. If you guys don't know him, check him out. So Charles Peterson was pretty much a 30s photographer of the swing era. He photographed a lot for the Life magazine. This thing is amazing. But these pictures just worked. He took the picture with different intent, but the magazines, newspapers, we would just use it to reinforce discrimination. But it's really interesting. And second, this is the most important, I think, American book, for a photography book, music book, everything. It's called, I think Mike knows, it's called The Sound I Saw.
Yeah.
He took those pictures in 1959.
Yeah.
He couldn't publish it before 2002.
Wow.
Okay. For many reasons, right? I'm not going to discuss the reasons, but this is like the most important jazz pictures in the history and also American society, the Harlem, the Brooklyn, the Bronx. This is like a fundamental book. Everybody should have this book and read it.
Yeah.
It's like a testimony of evolution of music and or devolution of society.
Yeah. It's right. Great. And that copy that you have is the first edition of that. But now, Roy DeCarver, he's passed away. But his wife, who's an art historian, has been instrumental in preserving his career and all this. They got the rights back, and they've published another edition of that book. If you get the book now, I mean, I guess you got the money before, but it's done by his wife, and I guess on a way she feels that he would have wanted it done.
Yeah. So this book is called "A Sound I Saw" because it's talking about the lives of these people, not just the music itself. He wanted to portray the musicians as regular, ordinary people, what they do and outside the stage, and how life works around them. And I marked this page. To me, this is my favorite page so far. Every single page of this book is just a position.
Yeah.
So here's Ella Fitzgerald singing in one page. The other one is like a wife, wife ironing clothes for her husband to go. I mean, it's fantastic. There's just a position of pictures showing how life was and still is somehow. It's just phenomenal. This book is a must-have for anything. Yeah.
And he wrote the text. That they're like words. So Roy DeCarver wrote the text, and that came from he wrote this book in conjunction with Langston Hughes and the Hughes called The Sweet Flypaper of Life.
Exactly.
And
because
he decided to do that, sort of focusing on jazz musicians.
Because the very first book, when he got his fellowship from the Guggenheim Institute, he took the pictures, but he didn't write the liner notes, and he was not very happy with the liner notes.
Yeah.
And so when he put that out, he wrote the liner notes.
Yeah, he was very interesting guy. He started this sort of photographers group called Kamoji, and it was sort of instrumental in African American photographers, and just not men, females, getting work and just actually helping people as artists, because you'd have to become a member, you'd have to show your work, and the members would critique your work and say, this is this sucks, you need to do this, you need to do that. And and part of the reason I know about that is my wife, this group had gone on for years, and they had never incorporated as a nonprofit. And my wife she did the volunteer work where incorporating them as a nonprofit. And I got Roy DeCarver, he had passed away by that time, but I got to meet a number of the members of that group. And sometimes we talk about the musician David Murray. His ex-wife was also a member of that group. Is a member of that group.
Yeah. I mean, just by reading so much about these guys, their lives, and how photography influenced the way the general public perceived the music, the musicians were presented. It is quite interesting. I recommend everybody to look into those. So this book called Blue Notes in black and white. This is the best book for me.
Yeah.
To get like a general perception.
Yeah. That's a really good book. I got because they have a whole chapter on him, and they have what's good about that book. They have we were talking earlier about Sonny Rollins and the whole Sonny Rollins box set, but they talk about like William Claxton and the whole West Coast jazz and the whole photography aspect of that. And they talk about there's a section where they just talk about Miles Davis and the whole, cover photography as related to him. It's a really good book. I mean, I picked up a library copy of that. Like, I don't know, some library. It's like was just like They were like having a sale on books. I don't even know if I paid $5 for it.
Nice.
And
that's how I usually got these books on Amazon, like library copies. But yeah, they talk about many photographers from that era, right, Mike? Bill Claxton, what's his name? Gil Milley.
Yeah, and what's the other
Gil
guy?
Milley, he mastered the still photography.
Yeah, and Herman Leonard.
Herman, oh yeah, of course. The Birdland guy. He was the Birdland guy.
Yeah, and you know where whatever survived of his stuff, we're really lucky because they lost a lot. No, I mean I don't want to say a lot, but some of the negatives were lost in Katrina. For Herman Leonard. So you know what we have is we're pretty lucky. And I have a book that was a Herman Leonard book that my wife bought me for Christmas once. But when we were down, we were somewhere in Miami, and she saw it in the store, and she remembered it, and she bought it for Christmas for me, and it's a beautiful book, and I haven't seen it since then.
Yeah.
Very cool, man.
I think the Bill Claxton in photography wise, they're beautiful, but what Roddy Crawford did was just impressive. I mean, can be matched, at least to what I saw.
It was a great where's the Bill Claxton? Let me see if I can find my Bill Claxton.
Oh, there's like a West Coast Life or something. Oh, that's just a James Dean book, right? He was the James Dean photographer. Correct?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I remember the James Dean.
He had like a book called West Coast Jazz.
Right? Yeah, and then
Steve McQueen. But there's another guy a photographer,
this
James
is
Dean as
another
well.
book that Bill Claxton did.
Oh yeah, that's a classic.
Yeah, and it's freaking cute, but it's done by Taskin. I mean, it's freaking huge. It's huge. This is a Christmas gift. Just really beautiful pictures. And here's one of my favorite ones. The ones he took in New Orleans. They're like all the funeral processions. This is great.
Yeah, I mean that's what I like about these books, Mike, and they're telling a history. I mean, they're telling the history of the century, not only just like nice photographs, and showing the good things, the bad things, right?
Yeah.
That's what I like about Roddy Carava. He's like juxtaposing a musician with a person in the regular normal life, and it kind of in the same sort of pose. So that's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah, Shoji, the book that we were talking about is what's the title again, Felipe?
Jazz Life.
No, the
The Sound I Saw.
Not that one. The other one, the one I said that I picked up from a library copy, Blues in Black and White. Is that it?
Yes.
Yeah, Blues in Black and White. It's on University of Chicago Press. And I can't remember the author off the top of my head though.
There is also I'm gonna pull it out here, Mike. Really important book that kind of reinforces that. I'm pulling out here right now. Hang on, just give 1 minute, 1 second. Stomping the Blues, right, by Albert Murray. That's really that book. This book is fundamental. It's understanding life and jazz and blues, the connection of everything.
Yeah,
Stomping the Blues by Albert Murray.
I love Albert. I've how many times I've met him I had met him at least 3 times. He used to live up in Harlem, and he was He was also friends with the painter Romar Bearden. Yeah. And when Romar Bearden would do an art artwork, for a number of them, Albert Murray would name them.
Oh yeah.
Like there's one series of paintings that Albert Murray that Romar Bearden did on a block in Harlem, and they're named by Albert Murray because Albert Murray lived in from his terrace in his apartment in Harlem, he could see that block.
Yeah.
So he would so he named a lot of the paintings. Like there's one that's called Stomping at the Savoy. That was named by Albert Murray. And I met the first time I met Albert Murray was at it was at a museum, the Met, and they were doing a thing on Romar Bearden. But I also met him at a wine store in Midtown Manhattan. His driver, his driver was taking him to pick up some wine, and I was like just walking up the street, and I saw like Albert Murray, and and I stopped and spoke to him.
Yeah, because I mean this book is like fundamental.
Yeah.
When I mentioned when I mentioned Chris, the James Dean book is another photographer. He took the Miles Davis pictures on Kind of Blue. Dennis Stock, it's called American Cool. Yeah, Dennis Stock took a lot of important pictures for Columbia, not only Kind of Blue, but also Porgy and Brass. Yeah, that kind of picture. He took a lot of those, and there's a book called American Cool. I just put in the chat there. If you guys want to check it out, it's quite good.
Let me see if I can check it out. Why is my thing?
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm just trying to see if I can get my thing up.
Well, you got anything else, Felipe?
No, I'm cool. I didn't have many records. I'm kind of tapering down records, just getting what I really want.
Yep, me too. I'm gonna start gathering a bunch of shit up for an auction maybe in 2 or 3 weeks.
And get tons of books. I mean, I have a bunch of Tom poets, catching up with them. They should be coming next week, Monday, Tuesday.
I ordered something last week during the stream, but I forgot what it was, and I don't remember where I ordered it. So I'm sure it'll turn up in a week or two, and then
I have my Jason Moran coming tomorrow and some more gearboxes.
Yeah, my Jason Moran's probably gonna come. I don't know this weekend, but I'll be out of town. But I mean, it's actually gonna be my second copy because I bought one at the show. So now
you had ordered, right?
Yeah. And so I don't know. Eventually, someone will be getting that.
I have a second copy of Trickster. I think I'm gonna send it to Mike.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think. Do I have anything? I know I have a bunch of stuff coming, but I mean, I know it's all in like September. But what do I have coming?
Still.
I guess we'll find out.
Yeah.
Cool.
But,
Yeah.
And then we'll see what I pick up anything next week while I'm out west.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All right, we want to wrap it up.
That's good. Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
All right, cool. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Y'all have a good weekend.
Have a good weekend. See you guys. See you, Mike. See you, Chris.
Later.
Bye-bye.